Our guest today is Huy Quan. Key has an amazing story. So you really want to listen to this podcast. And I never say that. I'm not a salesman, but he has an amazing story. He just was in school. His family came from Vietnam and he was just in school in LA. And they said, hey, there's a movie. He auditions and boom, Indiana Jones, The Temple of Doom. And then later on, he gets into Goonies. He has this nice little run. And then the story gets more dramatic there. David?
It's very complicated. It's more of a story of a hard luck story, the way that happens in Hollywood. But this one has a happy ending, and it doesn't always happen that way. But it's a guy that's really persevered and tried and hung in there, and had good people around him, and really zero ego, lots of talent, and just a good dude to talk to. And he has very inspiring to hear him talk about literally anything.
Yes, and this episode will get into romance and the support of a spouse. It's pretty moving, and it's just about as nice a person that's ever been on our shows.
He's got a new movie called Love Hurts.
Love Hurts is out in theaters, actually.
He was in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, which was Academy Award bait, and I think he won.
We'll let them find out. I think.
Yeah, we'll let them
listen
find
to
out.
this as you drive, garden, go to the
telling you
gym, or if you're doing the dishes. Thank you.
Anyway, here he is. What a great dude, and hope you have a nice listen. We sure had a nice time talking to him.
First of all, I gotta geek out a little bit. I cannot believe I'm talking to both of you. I've been a massive fan of both of your work. In fact, talking to you right now, it's very intimidating. Because you guys are so funny. You guys are so funny. I wish my Goonies brother, Jeff Cohen, aka Chunk, is here with me because he's very funny.
You know, it's funny. First of all, thank you very much for that. And you don't have to be funny. You don't have to be anything here. We just
you don't have to be anything.
BS
Mistakes are good. Over talking is one of our skill sets. Notice I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
If you get on a roll, we will stop you. So don't even put any. There's no pressure for you to do
But you know, Dana, I didn't see Goonies when it came out. This is so crazy. And the other night it was on, and I'm like, oh, this is Goonies that literally every person in the world has seen. And so I started watching it, and they're in some underwater cave. There's some cave, and they're trying to dig out of the mud. Is that Goonies? That's it, right?
There's a cave.
Yeah. And how old were you when you saw it? If you didn't see it as a kid.
I'm old now. I'm 104, but when I saw it, it was 1 week ago.
I was old in the 80s, so I saw it old. I was old then, so I saw it. It was great.
And did you like it? Because it's one of those movies where like you watch it as a kid and you grow up with it, and then you ended up like that being your favorite movie. But I wonder, like, what's it like to watch it as an adult?
It's fun because it's nostalgic the way I used to like movies. So it just threw me back to being that age going, this is exactly what I would like. This is like a fun, and all the kids are acting goofy and people are after them. And it just, how I missed it, I don't know, but I just thought, this is why everyone likes it. You can tell in 5 minutes of watching it that it's got a good vibe.
I think it's had resonance, with Stranger Things, and it's an important movie. It's part of that zeitgeisty, and I think it was mimicked a lot, but it's just fun. Kids on an adventure, caves, bad guys. I mean, it's just fun movie.
Yeah, it's the greatest story of all time for a kid. I mean, to find a treasure map and go on this like incredible adventures with your friends where you go down water slides and you step on booby traps and you come upon this like, full size pirate ship. It was just it was an incredible experience for me and for all the Goonies. And
you're with your buddy. I mean, it just shows kids together, and that's your dream. Like, you do something fun and you're with your friends, and Steven Spielberg's the boss.
Yeah, he's the head Goonie, and of course, Dick Donner did an incredible job allowing us to be kids. If you watch that movie, we were constantly just talking over one another, and back then you don't do that.
Sure.
You're trained to like wait until the other actor finished talking before you say your line. But from day one, we were all hams. We could not wait to say our lines, and of course it drove the sound guy crazy. But Dick Donner was laughing the entire time behind the monitors because that's what kids are. That's what they do.
Yeah, he had a moving master shot then a lot of the time with you guys, I assume. If you're all overlapping,
we did master shots, we did coverage, we did the whole thing, and Dick loves to shoot with multiple cameras. For example, when we did the pirate ship, the very first time we saw the pirate ship was captured on camera. You might have heard this story before, but when they were building the ship on stage 16 on the Warner Brothers lot, Spielberg and Donner placed a security camera right by the door, and they closed that giant gate so nobody could see what was happening inside. Mm-hmm. Built the ship, and when it was ready to film it, they blindfolded us, and we were walking backwards, being escorted by the crew. And Dick had 7 cameras pointing at us. And we got underwater. We hear action. We pop up and turned around. And what you see in the movie is the very first time that we saw the pirate ship. And it was incredible. It was an amazing sight.
So smart.
God, I think better of Richard Donner than I always did. To not only land Superman, the last great Superman, although there's one coming out, brilliant movie with Brando and Christopher Reeves and everything. So then he altered his shooting style to accommodate kids. And so that's probably a big reason why it just pops. It's not stilted. It flows. I'm fascinated. I never
Lethal Weapon, too. He's on. And The Omen?
Yeah, The Omen, Lethal Weapon, Scrooge with Bill Murray.
Oh, I remember that.
He's such a versatile filmmaker.
Yeah, I auditioned for him once. I don't know if you ever had any auditions where you didn't get the part, but I auditioned for Richard Donner for some movie in the early 80s, and I had no experience. We were supposed to pretend we were crawling in a cave or something. Maybe it was, and I was so
Maybe it was
bad.
Goonies.
You do the audition, and they're like, well, okay, that's good. You want me to do anything else? No, we're good. Thank you.
What about the other 5 scenes? Nope, we're going to do one today. That's it. We got a good feel for you.
You had Spielberg, and then you had Richard Donner. That's a pretty good start.
Yeah, I started. I'll tell you the story about Dick Donner. You'll love. I did Goonies with him, and this was many years later, maybe in 1990. Most of the time, I was just an unemployed actor. And there was this role that came in. It was a role for an episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Mm. Oh yeah.
It was a show that he produced.
HBO.
But he didn't do it. It was HBO.
Yeah.
And this was maybe a year and a half I haven't worked, and my agent called me and says, hey, there's this role, Tales from the Crypt, it's you're one of the guys. It's very Goonies-esque, but in the horror genre. And I said, yeah, I'd love to go on an audition. So I auditioned for the producer. He wasn't there. He didn't know about it. Mm. I auditioned for the producer and the director at that time. And when he found out that I went in and auditioned, he told him, he says, give him the part. Give him the part. It doesn't matter whether he's right or not. Just give it to him.
What a sweetheart.
Very, very sweet. And then sure enough, a week later, my agent told me I got the role, and it had everything to do with Donner. Yeah. That's how nice he is.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have a good experience too.
You get the Spielberg film. Did you have any experience, or is it completely let's try out for a movie, or had you done something before Indiana Jones?
No, nothing. I was, this was 1983. I just immigrated to the United States. 4 years. I can barely speak English. I was busy being a kid, trying to acclimate, into my new life. I was living in Chinatown, Los Angeles at that time. It was just a very small Chinese community. And I was busy going to school and living out my new life. And one day, the casting director and his associate came to my elementary school. And
to your
they were
school.
just
How great.
yeah.
Wow.
They were just interviewing all the kids that the casting director thought might be right for the role of Short Round. I knew nothing about it. I didn't even want, I mean, being an actor was the last thing I ever wanted. I was busy doing homework and learning English.
Sure.
And I don't know what I did then. My brother went to audition. I tagged along, and literally the very next day, I got a call from Spielberg's office. And she said, we would like you to come in and meet with Steven and George. I didn't know who they were. I didn't have a car back then.
Who are those creeps?
The entire family, we didn't have a car. We live in Chinatown, and we can get by just walking to everywhere.
Sure.
And when they heard that I couldn't, go to their office, they said, "Don't worry, we're going to send you a driver."
A driver, hilarious.
You're 13, and the day before you were just in class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're nervous. You're like, am I short enough? Am I round enough?
Yeah, and that's how it all started. It was crazy, but it was the best thing that has ever happened.
Oh my gosh, that was such a huge movie too.
Can I just ask you a question? So when you're in the classroom, they go, "Okay, read for a movie." Are you holding a script, or are they just feeding you stuff and seeing your personality? I'm just curious. How did that first reading go?
Well, they had a setup in the gym.
Okay, with cameras.
And so all the kids were just like, sitting and waiting for their name to be called.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went into this little room where they had like a camera set up, and the person to read with us, there was sites. They gave us sites, and I can barely understand any of it. I didn't know what Indie means. I didn't even know Indy is a name or a person or
yeah, of course.
So this was a sequel to one of the biggest movies.
You just
of all
thought it was
time.
a state, Indiana.
Yeah.
And then and of course I fumbled. I was bad at it. I didn't know what I was saying, but luckily the casting director saw something and asked me to put the sides away and said, "Key, I just want to talk to you for a few minutes."
Yeah,
and
that's more like it, to see what you're like.
Yeah, to see what I was like. Ask me how old I was, how how I got to the States, and what's my family like, what's my favorite subject. And so I answered everything. Little did I know, years later, the casting director told me that the minute I walked out the door, he called Steven Spielberg and says, "We don't have to look anymore. We found your kid." And that was pretty amazing.
Wow. Can I say, I'm just curious. So I don't know what economic strata your family was at this point. What did they pay you for this movie? And did it change the dynamic, or what was that like? Did you just get union scale?
Any scale is huge for someone who doesn't have money, right?
Dana, that's a great question. We were broke. We were my parents. My parents literally gave everything they had to get all of us, the entire family. My family is a total of 11 people.
Mm-hmm.
My parents had 9 kids, so they gave up everything they had to get all of us here in the United States. So by the time we got here, they lost everything and they were heavily in debt. And here comes this movie. I didn't have an agent. I was not a member of Screen Actors Guild. I didn't have a lawyer to look after me. So whatever they gave me, whatever contract agreement they gave me to sign, we just signed it.
Of course, yeah.
And it was not until later, I was paid a very generous salary. But what was even more incredible was that they made me a profit participant.
What?
No.
Now,
what?
without asking, without lawyers protecting me, without agents asking, it's never, you know,
never.
You never get profit participant unless you really fight for it. And this is why I'm so grateful to them, because knowing that Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is going to be the biggest movie in 1984, and yet they're still so generous and still so willing to make me a profit participant. And when the movie came out, sure enough, that very first check that came in was big enough where I didn't have to, our parents didn't have to rent a tiny homes for all of us. I was able to afford to buy a bigger house for all of us to live in. And sure enough, not only it changed my life, but it changed all of my family's life.
Unreal.
So, I mean, this is sort of inside baseball, but that you get sometimes you'll get net points on a movie, they call it, but the movie says we've never made a profit. But
no matter how big,
it's Spielberg, it's Indiana Jones at its peak. So I assume that, you got actual checks and they kept coming.
I got checks. I get statements sent to me every quarter. And what is it? 40 years later. 40 years later.
Oh, wow.
I'm still getting a nice
mailbox money
checks every year. I mean, it's just it's so incredible to think back then. I was just a 12-year-old kid.
My God, you would have done it for a new baseball mitt. Like I would do it. My first jobs when I was 20, I would do it for. You don't even ask. You don't want to get fired. You're like, what are you paying me? I don't even ask. Just please. The thing I thought you were heading towards was not only do you get, let's say you get scale. Let's say you do something and it's, like back then
$1,500,
$1,500 a week,
$800
fine.
Week. Yeah.
But the trick is you get residuals. So if you don't know that and you start, I remember I did an old Police Academy movie. Oh, a couple people remember. Thank you. And
I remember, David. I love that movie. I love that movie. I love Police Academy movies.
So that was my first one. I played a skateboarder, and then I did it, and I got obviously enough money for me. I loved it, whatever it was. And then 6 months later, I was driving from LA to Arizona, and I went to the little skinny mailbox with the key, and you open it up at your apartments, and check for like $2,800 out of nowhere. And it was because it got sold to HBO, or it was a residual. And I was like, wait, you get money after? I could not believe it. And then I kept getting little jibs and dabs. And then you do a sitcom, and then you get a check. And I'm like, that's where actors kind of stay alive. So you got that and profit participation. So that's the real treasure movie.
I gotta say, I mean, after Goonies, I've been very open about this. During those times when I couldn't get a job, when I couldn't get work as an actor, and I was just struggling, I was either in school or those checks were huge. They were, they were really, when that check came in, I mean, it was such a big help economically.
And I'm sure you don't sound like you live like a crazy life. Like if you're living like most people, just trying to live a normal life and just get by, those checks really help cover almost everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need a lot because you're not spending a lot. So it's great to get that, keep you afloat. I love it.
Back in the day, just for a sec, because I came from not as big a family. There are 5 of us and stuff. And I just wondered if the dynamic of what happened to you, were you starting to get recognized, or did your mom and dad say, okay, you can get a new bicycle? Was there anything, or it just went to them and everything went on as usual? Or was there any change in the dynamic with your siblings that you're a star? It's like...
My parents are very strict, the very traditional Chinese value parents. And everybody treated me like I was not a star, not an actor.
Good. Worse.
So I think because of that, because of my upbringing, I was very grounded. And I never allowed my fame to get to my head. But of course, that time, I mean, those were big movies. So wherever I go out, people will recognize me.
Oh my God.
People will come up for pictures, for autographs. And my siblings would just, smile and be proud. They're very proud of me.
Yeah. That's so healthy.
That's so nice.
That's so great
normal,
to hear.
Horrible people.
And the thing is, there's no jealousy because they don't want to be actors. They're very, they all of them want to be in business. They're very business savvy, kind of like taking after my parents. My dad was a successful businessman.
Yeah.
So
and that's why you moved out here. No one came to act, right? You didn't come out to LA to act.
Yeah. None of us wanted to be actors.
Yeah, just a happy accident.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like I'm adopted in some way. I'm so different from my siblings.
Where is the premiere? I'm guessing it was at the Chinese Theater because it's such a big place for a premiere.
You know what's incredible?
Or West
or the Dome.
Okay. So 40 years ago, we premiered Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom at the Mann Chinese Theater.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was also on the same day that I witnessed Steven Spielberg and George Lucas got their very own hand and footprint ceremony. So I was a kid. I was just blown away. I go, wow, what is this? Like, they must be really special to have their
still don't
permanent mark, in this theater.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Come February 3rd, I'm gonna be honored with my very own hand and footprint ceremony.
What?
At Mann Chinese Theater, and we're gonna be premiering Love Hurts at the same place.
Oh,
so it's such a full circle moment. It's so surreal. I cannot believe it.
That is, for people who don't know about Hollywood and having your handprints and footprints.
That's better than a star, I think.
It's for my age group. I mean, it's Cary Grant, it's John Wayne. I mean, it's the greatest stars in the world. So, and now here you are. We're kind of going along with your resume here, but yeah, you do have a new movie coming out that you star in. And I watched the trailer. It's out February 7th. Love Hurts. And it looks just great. It's the kind of movie I love. And in the trailer, I noticed, because I know that if you had a stunt double, maybe you did or not, but you're really moving well. And I love the notion of a movie of a reluctant hero. It's not like you're Steven Seagal or something. Please don't make me do my thing. And then here it is without giving it away. That conceit is so much fun. But just for a second, did you study Taekwondo? Did you do all your own stunts or what was that like being that physical again now that you're not 13 anymore? But you look great.
I did study Taekwondo. In fact, it was right after Temple of Doom. I was trained in Temple of Doom for a week to do that fights. Did a fight at the end of the movie, and I fell in love with it. And I came back to the States, and my brother and I enrolled ourselves in Taekwondo classes. And I studied for many years. I got a black belt, and during that entire time, I really loved watching those Hong Kong 80s action movies with Jackie Chan.
That's
Sammo
what
Hung.
it reminded me of. The movements.
And those movies, you can clearly see that it's the actors doing all the fights up on the screen. There's just something real and there's something at stake that when you know that it's them and it's not just some stunt double.
Yeah. So much easier to shoot too.
And so for this movie, Love Hurts, I want to distinguish between stunts and fights. Stunts, I don't do stunts. That is a very specific skill that these stunt guys trained heavily for. And to me, stunts is falling off buildings, getting hit by a car, or being set on fire. Those are very dangerous stuff. And they put their lives on the line to make us look good. What I can do well are fights. And fights involve like punches and kicks, falling off to the ground, selling a hit. It's not easy to sell a hit. It's much harder than it looks.
And you probably get hit a lot.
Huh?
You probably get hit a lot because it's so hard to get it perfectly right because you want it so close that it looks real, but I'm sure sometimes there's mistakes.
Yeah, it's scary to sell a hit, and also you have to snap your head back.
That's hard for your neck.
I've done it and over again.
Over and over again, and then your body has to like be in it. I remember the first fight we did with Marshawn Lynch, and he's a big guy.
Marshawn Lynch,
And the scene starts with him and Andre, the other actor. They're both killers. They come in and they take me and they just beat the shit out of me.
I saw
in the beginning, like for the first like half a day, all I did was just reacting to punches, left and right, up and down.
Shit.
I woke up the next day, I can barely move my neck.
Of course.
And I had to ask production to get me a physical therapist, but it's a lot of work. It's really demanding, but once when you said put together, it's also extremely satisfying.
Yeah.
Did I read that you, in some of the slower times between jobs, you were teaching fights, or is that crazy? You were.
I was choreographing.
Yeah.
I worked on a movie with Hugh Jackman called The X-Men.
Love it.
And a Hong Kong director named Koi Yuan kind of took me under his wings when I graduated from film school. And all those skills that I acquired from martial arts, when I was young, I was so excited because I thought I would be able to use those in movies. I thought, Hollywood would hire me to be the next action hero. But that didn't happen, and I had to put my skills away for many years, never thinking that I would have to call upon them again. So it's been such a surreal feeling for me to be able to do Love Hurts, and especially to be the number one on the call sheet for this movie.
That is a big deal.
It's fascinating, your story. I don't know if anyone quite has your story, and getting the Oscar in 2022 and now becoming an action hero. The arc of this is so fascinating. And just for a second, mentally for you, I know you kept busy and got your residual checks, but those 19 years wondering when it would happen again for you, how did you manage that? And was it difficult at times? Did you ever feel discouraged, or did you sort of anticipate somewhere in your subconscious, like, it's coming for me? Because now you're headlining an action film that looks incredible, and you've got the Best Supporting Actor Oscar. It's just such a story. How do you process this?
I wish I can say it was easy. I went through a range of emotions. Okay. I was frustrated. I was confused. I was sad. I was despondent. I was miserable. And of course, as the years went by, any hope of this happening just grows dimmer and dimmer.
Goes away. Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think I would be here without my wife. She is my lucky charm. She is my everything. She's the one, for some reason, believed in me and saw all of this.
Really?
She saw all of this happening. And we're talking about starting 20 years ago. We've been together 22 years now. So for 22 years, she kept saying, you're going to be successful again one day. And in the beginning, it was really, inspiring. It was really uplifting. I'm with this girl that I love, and she believes that I'm going to be somebody one day. And she has such a great eye. Over the years, every time she tells me that this person is going to be successful, it happens. But at the same time, it was frustrating for me, is because she truly believed. She believed in me more than anybody. And yet it wasn't happening for me. It was happening for other people. That she pointed out.
Gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
That's
it's such a long, yeah.
It was hard. It was hard. And I felt like, man, if one day I don't, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to disappoint her. She's not going to love me anymore. She's going to leave me. She's going to say, oh my gosh, I placed a bet on the wrong guy. Of course, she's not that kind of person, but that's what was going through my head for a long time. And I was just scared. I was really scared.
God, that's so fascinating. Here's the one word that it seems like, just talking to you now, not something that's in your personality, but is very common in show business. And I met a lot of people with bitterness. I got screwed. The business let me down. It's not my fault. And you didn't use that word a minute ago. You used despondent, discouraged, embarrassed, but not bitter. And I think because if you get bitter, you really lessen your chances of getting lucky, because no one likes an ungrateful, bitter person. You have to really guard for that. So did you ever feel those emotions, or you just stay kind of humble in a way?
It's how I was taught and how I grew up. I never once, believe it or not, never once did I feel bitter. And never once did I blame anybody but myself. I didn't blame the system. I didn't blame, oh, there was just not enough roles for Asians to go around. I didn't think any of that. I just felt that, oh, maybe I was too short. Maybe I wasn't a good enough actor. That's why I didn't those role. The role went to a better actor than me. Here's the thing. I always talk about the difference between envy and jealousy, and tell me if you guys agree with this. Like when I see somebody doing really well up on screen or have tremendous talent, I always go, oh wow, I wish I have that. So I envy them for having that talent or that success, but I'm never jealous of them. And I think jealousy brings you down versus envy encourages you to keep going and to not give up hope. I never felt bitter.
I always have been from day one, and it's still my touchstone. My dream was to make as much doing stand-up in these little clubs as I made as a waiter. So my goal was really back then when I got to making an average of maybe $600 a month. Okay, I could took off the waiter's apron, and I felt gratitude ever since. I always go back to that because it's not promised for anyone. It's I call it can be an emotionally violent career as opposed to being a grade school teacher or whatever that's more consistent. But I think that's why when Everything Everywhere All at Once came up, you were just ready because you did not, and that's just a great lesson for anyone listening to this who's an aspiring actor. Never go to that jealousy or bitterness. It'll just eat you alive and make you take your talent away, really. So
it's hard though.
Yeah.
It's hard
not to sometimes. Human.
It's hard to place. You don't know where to place the blame or what's going on. And you're like, I'm a good person. Yeah. Everyone I think has gone through that.
Yeah, it's not easy. That's why, like, during those times, you really need somebody who believes in you. Mm-hmm. I was very lucky I had my wife. God knows if I wasn't with her, where would I be today? I don't even know if I would have the courage to continue. So that's why it's important to have, friends who believe in you, family. I have a great family. They've been so supportive. And also, over the years too, they tried to get me to give up and go to Houston and do business with them.
Oh, get a real job.
It's
Come on.
time to get out here.
Can I ask you just
a little bit?
You could be a realtor.
I saw you in the movie.
Your relationship with your wife is one of the most also romantic things I've heard. And that is a movie in itself. Just for a second, was it love at first sight, or how did you meet, or what was the early courtship, and when did you know this is the one for me? Was it pretty much thunderstruck, or just talk to that a little bit, if you would? Because it's fascinating.
So we used to work for a Hong Kong filmmaker named Wong Kar-wai. And she was in Shanghai at that time, and Wong Kar-wai flew me there to work on a few projects. And we met. And from day one, we have endless conversation. We never stop talking. We enjoy each other's company. And we spent every day, every minute, every hour together during my time in Shanghai. And then when I had to come back to the States, and we were separated, all I could think of was her. And we didn't have much money at that time. And it was at a time, this is 2002. So she couldn't get a visa to come to the States to visit me. I can only fly back to see her. And we would talk on the phone all the time. We would try to be in touch, and I would fly back whenever it was possible. But it was during those times away that I go, God, I don't think I can live without her. And 2 years into our dating, into our relationship, I proposed.
The amount of it, whatever our female audience is right now, there's a collective thousands of women saying, "Aw."
Yeah.
It's just such a great story. I guess as we go forward here, I want to unpack this movie because I think that's what's currently right in front of you. And just how did that come about? Did they? What was the phone call like, and what did it mean at that moment? Did your wife pick up the phone? I'll get him just a moment.
It was right during the award season, right before the Oscars. I think the Oscar nomination came out, and then my agent called me and says, "There's a script that came in for you. They would like to offer you the lead. Can you read it?"
Offer the lead. Wow,
I was
that's
offered the lead.
such
After
a
19
great
years.
sentence.
After 19 years, it was the first time I've heard it. It was the first time I heard it.
Those words.
Those words, offer you the lead. It's from 87 North, from David Leitch and Kelly McCormick. Now, David Leitch is a big director, big producer. So is Kelly. So I read it right away. And as I was reading it, I loved it, but then I was like kind of confused because I just don't see myself in this role. I see, actors like, Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Jason
Wahlberg.
pretty much all your typical action heroes except me. I just didn't see it. And so I called my agent the next day. I said, "It's a great script, but I think they got the wrong person. So let's just pass," very quickly without thinking much about it. And then I was busy doing, interviews and attending award season. And then it was after I won the Oscar, they came back the second time and they said, "Can you please reconsider?" And at that time, I was mentally exhausted. I was just like, I had just gone through this 6 month of award season. I was mentally exhausted, but I did remember the script and I said, it's a great script, but then it's still a pass for me.
What? Oh,
what?
After the second time.
Hey, come on.
And it was at a time where like what was incredible was like people were calling and I was getting off. And then all of a sudden I got really scared. One, because I've never been in a situation where people offer me roles without any audition. And second, there has been so much love and support that I was so afraid that whatever I was going to do next, I was going to disappoint them. And that was the last thing I wanted to do. And I was at an event with Steven Spielberg, and we were chatting, and he says, "Key, how are you doing?" And I said, "I'm not doing so good, Steven." He says, "Why?" And I said, "Well, I'm having trouble deciding what to do next because, of the success of Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm really nervous." And he says, "Okay, don't worry about it. Let's grab lunch when we get back to LA." And we did. And it was during lunch that I pitched him the story. And I said, "This is Universal Studios picture. It's theatrical release." And I told him the story and I told him my reservation. And he stopped him. He says, "Key, let me tell you, it's great. You should do it." And I go, "Huh?" He says, "Don't think much. Just do it. It's going to turn out great and you're going to love it. And it's going to put you in the leading man category." And again, he also gave me a lot of advice too. Like, if you believe in it yourself, if you do it with all your heart and passion, the audience will appreciate you for it, whether they like the movie or not. Left that lunch and asked my agent to set up a meeting. And I went in, I met with the entire producing team. And also our director, Jojo Eusebio, who is a veteran with action. And it was at that time I realized, wow, all these years I've been conditioned that guys that look like me, cannot be an action hero. And they were also trying to do something different. They were trying to change the status quo and to create a new kind of action hero. And immediately I fell in love with it. And I said, yes, right away. Got myself trained, and I gotta say, it was one of the best decisions I've made in my life.
Well, when you see the playbacks, I don't know, online or when you first started to see it work, because in the trailer, you can really see that you totally believe your character just has this skill set, and I think the one that seems a little bit familiar in the abstract is Bob Odenkirk doing Nobody. He was very, very surprised that he was tapped to be an action star, but it makes sense to me. I think it is kind of cool that you're not really built up and stuff, but you just have speed and coordination or
agility
and smarts. with how to win a street fight in a kitchen or whatever with anything at your disposal, you know. So.
And I love watching movies where, you know, there is that element of surprise. You know, like if you go watch a movie and The Rock beats up 10 guys, and yeah, of course. I mean, that's huge, you know. But there's something special about watching someone like me, or you know, or you. You know, I've seen both of your work. You know, where you kick ass and go, wow, that's it's so nice to see that something different.
Yeah,
and you know, it's that element of surprise. That
also
really,
that you can literally do it. I mean, it's very lucky that you get a guy that. You can play it and you can act. And they're like, the benefit is also you don't need to be covered in stunts on every single fight. They're like, this guy can do a lot of it. And that's such a benefit. Helps the movie, helps everybody.
And did they know? Did they know you had a black belt in Taekwondo? They must have looked that up, right?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They knew exactly what I was capable of.
Okay.
And even going in, I did tell them, and I said, if I'm going to do this, can you let me do all the fights myself? And they said yes. But of course, that was a big statement for me because I was great when I was 21 years old in the state of my life. And nobody wants to put me in an action movie. And now, you know, I'm 54. So I did, you know, I trained with the guys. We had the best action team. We trained for 3 months getting myself ready. And, you know, and it's everything that I know about making action movie, I put into this. It's not easy. And you get hurt. You know, Jackie Chan, when he does those action movies, he gets hurt all the time. Mm-hmm. And in order for a fight to look real, you can't fake it. You have to, the way I know it is, you know, you really have to go at it. And I went at it with Daniel Wu in the finale. I went at it with Marshawn Lynch. And it was really tough. And every single day I would go back to my apartment and I would soak myself in salt bath, you know, in a salt bath,
peanut butter
for an hour. I was bruised everywhere. And halfway through the movie, I told my wife, I said, you know, I don't think I can do another one. This is it. And then we saw the movie, and I called my agent. I said, come on, let's get another one. I can't wait to do it again.
Of course. Well, it's like surgery once it's over.
Did you ever get so excited in a fight scene that you kind of did some damage and then found yourself saying, take that, bitch? Like yelling at the actor? Did you ever lose it?
To Marshawn?
No. I never get joy from hurting people.
Okay, I'm kidding. But yeah.
Dana does.
I always make sure, and sometimes accidents do happen. And every time I hit somebody accidentally, my heart just drops. But we have a lot of tough guys. Our stunt guys are really tough.
Sure.
You know, I can kick him all I want. I don't think I would do much damage. They're built for it.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a compliment, Kay, real quick.
Here we go. He never gives compliments.
Never.
Oh, wow. The David, I'm so excited. Okay, I can't wait to hear it.
I'm watching your trailer this morning for Love Hurts, which comes out in theaters, right?
February 7th. Theaters. Yeah.
So I stop it about a third of the way through and I like it. I go, I don't want to know anymore because I want to go see it. I want to just go watch it happen. I don't want to guess ahead. Right when I'm hooked in, I go, okay. It's right when you're doing their cookies and then Marshawn comes in and I go, okay, I like it. Stop. Because I don't want to know one extra interesting thing. I just want to go see it all.
Oh, wow, David. Thank you. I'm so touched. Thank you so much for that.
But that's a good trailer. That shows you. It's like, that's a fun movie.
I watched the whole trailer. It's not a competition, David. I watched the whole thing and I clicked it and I said, that movie is going to do great. Yeah. That was my blink on it. And I'm just saying it, and we don't say it to everyone on here promoting the movie, but that is just going to be one of those movies you want to see.
Yeah.
You know,
that's not your typical
in
movie.
The theater.
Oh, yeah. Dana, you just made my month. Getting that compliment from both of you means the world to me. And knowing that you guys are going to go watch it in the theater is even more incredible. Thank you.
Well, after it hits 100 million, just pop. We have another podcast called Superfly. You could pop in for 5 minutes.
Yes,
I'll tell you.
With your wife, we'll say, has he gotten cocky finally?
I'm going to beat Dana. I'm going to say I only saw 4 seconds of the trailer. I'm going backwards now. I only saw 2 seconds of the trailer. And I can name that hit in 2 seconds. No, I just like the vibe of it. I like you. I think people are coming off of the last one saying interesting and it's a fun story and you're very sweet, charming, humble guy. And just like, hey, it's not The Rock. And a lot of those, most of those movies are The Rock. And
I love John Wick and I love a lot this genre, but this is new and it felt new. It just has
I grew up watching movies in the 80s where, they're like 90 minutes long and you go in and you just enjoy it. And it kind of, takes your, lets you escape reality for a little bit. You come out of it feeling a little bit refreshed. So this movie was made for that. One was made for, the audience who love the action genre. And it's kind of an homage to those Hong Kong 80s action movie. And hopefully, people can just go on a date or with their friends and just have a really good time.
Yes. And the job of that film is somewhere in the third act to make you suspend disbelief that maybe the hero won't make it. Maybe he's going to lose this time. And that's the fun of how that's written and how that's made. That's just the fun of the genre. What you don't see coming and how he wins the day. If he wins the day,
if he wins the day, we don't know. And I like any excuse to go to the movies again because I don't go enough, and you need one to go. Oh, let me get out there again. I want to go see a movie out in the real world.
You don't have to think. You just sit there and enjoy the ride. Those are just really, really fun movies. The one thing I just wanted to mention was your Oscar acceptance speech. Just that it's kind of gone up there in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if you probably answered every question about it, and we kind of know you now a little bit and what it meant, of course, but it really stood out that night in the Oscars. It was like, wow, he's back.
It was one of the most memorable nights of my life. I didn't, it was a night. It was a moment that I dreamt about. I fantasized about for 40 years. Didn't would ever happen. I remember when Ariana DeBose and Troy Kutzer walked out with the envelope and I'm in my seat, and it feels like you're not breathing. You're just holding your breath. And I felt like I was holding my breath not for that night, but for the entire 6 months since the award season started.
For 40 years,
for 40 years, and you really don't know until they open the envelope. And when she opened the envelope and announced my name with so much emotion, I heard it and I couldn't believe it. I wanted to it's one of those where, wait, did she say my name? Did she say my name? Is this real? And once when I realized that this was reality, I fought really hard to fight back the emotions. It felt like all those emotions that I had building up in the last 20 years, stepping away and just hoping that someone would give me a chance, just came flooding out.
Wow, I hear the emotion in your voice. I just wondered because it's success and things like this, in terms of your relationship with your wife after you won the Oscar, was she sort of more wanting to be more frisky with you, more affectionate? Was she draped all over you? I'm just kidding. she's making love with an Oscar winner. It's got to be different.
What?
Just kidding.
He goes,
just kidding.
I remember I woke up the next day thinking this was all a dream. I woke up next to her and we looked at each other for a long beat. It was the morning after. And I'm thinking, wait, was that all a dream? I looked at her and I said, honey, did yesterday happen? And she smiled and she says, honey, you are an Oscar-winning actor.
And was she holding the Oscar in her arms at the We did it.
Honey, do we leave the Oscar in and out? Well, thank you for coming on, bud. What a great story, top to bottom.
Yeah, really interesting
guy.
having you. Yeah.
David, Dana, thank you so much. I love you guys. I mean, seriously, I love you guys. And this has been such a wonderful chat. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
I look forward to the movie and
Yes, please watch it. And to all your listeners, please go watch it and support our movie in the theaters. It would mean the world to me. So.
Love hurts, love hurts, love hurts, love hurts. February 7th, February 7th.
All right. See you, buddy. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Take care. Enjoy.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all the stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman.
I have a bit of a cold, so I might sound a little different. I don't want to frighten the children. Keep them away from the screen.
But you were still funny. We just did Kevin Nealon, and Kevin's an old buddy and just one of the group. And what a crack up! Always throwing away lines. Any time you talk to him, whether it's on this or in real life, just always funny.
Yeah, he's always. I mean, I met him in San Francisco. He started coming up and doing stand up where I'm from. We're all friends, and then the first gig he would do is like he's leaving my kind of apartment, or he's in the driveway in his car, and he's talking to you like just so anyway, whatever. In the meantime, he is raising up
rolling up his window,
rolling up the window, and he keeps talking. And that he had a lot of stuff. You call it dry, clever, acid humor, but yeah, he's always dropping these throwaway lines. They're really funny. He never pushes, and one of the funniest people you'll ever meet.
We were on Lights Out one time when I had all the Weekend Update guys on, Dana, and I do a monologue, and at the end of the monologue, Kevin goes, "Hey," because I would let the guests interrupt my monologue. He goes, "Hey, what are you going to wear for the show tonight?" And I go, "I think I'll just wear this." He goes, "Oh, okay." And then there was a plant on the table in a little bowl with a bunch of leaves. And I asked him a question and during the interview when I sat out, and he goes, "Hey, are you going to finish this salad?" And he leaned over to get it. But all that stupid shit, it sounds like nothing. And it is. But always cracks me up.
Yeah, we go over some SNL stuff and what's going on with him. It was a fun, easy podcast to do.
Road gigs, everything. So talk about his hiking with Kevin on YouTube. And he's in the new Happy Gilmore. He'll tell you all about it. Here he is.
Kevin Nealon.
I remember when my son was born, we had like 1,000 video pictures. And then as he got older, it was less and less, just back to me again.
Back to me. The kid, you're like, I got a feel for you already. We don't need you too much. But look at me today.
I'm back, everybody.
Back to me. By the way, Dana, I was going to tell you, I went to Kevin's house for, I think, his birthday, maybe. Is this the house you're in right now, Kevin?
Yeah, it is. It is.
This place is a decent layout, Dana. Let me tell you, this guy knows what's up.
It's a good crib, man. It's dope.
Yeah.
It's dope, baby. It's sick, man. You've been over here, Spade. It's sick.
It's sick, man.
It's fire, too. It's fire.
It's fire. It's sick. It's dope. It's popping. Some of those stairs. Oh, I remember I'd hurt my knee. And I was like, Gervitz, can you carry me down the stairs? You know what you need on your stairs? And this is just if I come over? The little electric chair that goes up the stairs.
We have an elevator.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah. We don't let guests use it, though.
What's it for? The help?
It's off limit. It's just for the staff. It's staff.
The staff. Yeah, dude. Danny, you got a staff out there?
I just think if you have an elevator in your house, it's a sign of good fortune. And both of you guys have it. Do you got anyone have an escalator? I mean, what other?
Yeah, why do you have an escalator, Kevin?
We have a people mover. Takes us from the driveway into the house. But this is also serves as a department store. So, we need the elevator.
Oh, okay. It also serves as a flagship store for.
I can't remember the name of your show. Is it Off the Wall or Off Flying the Wall or Flying the Coke?
We don't know.
No one knows.
There's Superfly is
Off the
on
Hook.
YouTube.
I thought it was Flying the Coke for a long time.
Flying the Coke? I thought it was Flying My Soup.
All right, let's get started.
I like this, Kevin. Kevin, I like when he goes, all right. You know,
I know you're like these like radio guys. You know, you do those interviews, press, and they start talking. You don't even know if they're on yet, and you've been talking, give them some really good stuff, and then they go, "Okay, let's get started."
Yeah, they go, "Oh, okay, we're gonna patch you through now."
Yeah,
go, patch me through. What? You got 2 minutes left. Then you hear honk honk. Here we go. Hey, we got Kevin Nealon. He's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's. I remember one time. No, I remember one time I was in Tampa, and they had one of these DJs or radio personalities, you know, that are just morning zoo kind of guy, high energy, you know. And I go in there, and I was going through an AFib episode at the time, and my heart was irregular. And if it goes too long, you got to have it shocked back, you know. And I don't have that anymore, but at the time I did. And he goes, "How do you get rid of it?" I said, "Well, you got to be kind of shocked back, you know, with the paddles." And he goes, "Oh, that's crazy." And then, like a minute later, he's got an air gun under his desk. He sounds off the air gun. I almost fell off my chair. And he goes, "Did that work? Did that work? Did that work?"
Oh, he's trying to actually get you back to life and
shock you.
How and a medical procedure that could have killed you.
It could have killed me, but on the way back to the hotel, I actually did go back the regular sinus, as they say.
What does that mean?
Sinus? It means regular rhythm.
Oh, Dana knows these terms. I don't know.
I'm not steeped in that, but I know people go through it.
Dana
that's
goes, I know
a good
how the
word.
zoo crew messes you up. Are you steeped in it?
Steeped is
Are you
good.
Steeped in it? You know, comprehensive knowledge. You know,
isn't that what tea does? It steeps. Hello, anyone?
I guess so.
Let's go to the phones.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to the elevator.
Now, Kevin, when you go on gigs, Kevin, you travel a lot. I travel a lot. Dana travels minimal. But let's say you're on these gigs. Sometimes I do press ahead of time, or I call to fluff up a gig, you know, to say, hey, you know, I'm playing at this, you know, Indian casino or whatever. But do you ever get up anymore like the old days and go in? Sometimes that's hard.
Once in a while. It kind of went away for a while, you know, after the pandemic. Because, you know, and now they're slowly bringing it back in. Hey, you know, we got 10 seats left. You think you could top it off by getting up at 4 a.m? I know you're on LA time zone and stuff, but, you know, really would help get rid of those 10 seats. You know?
It would only be 1 a.m. for you. And you're like, right, well, that's either late or early. Either one, I don't like it.
You would not have even gone to bed yet if you were in LA.
Yeah. Sometimes I go in and they go, now we've got it dialed in where you call ahead and then you can do a phoner. Yeah. And sometimes it's,
they go,
this is tape. This is for Friday. So act like yesterday was Thursday.
Yeah. And when I say Friday, I mean Friday 2 weeks from now.
Act like the election's over and you already know who won.
But yeah, I don't particularly like going in anymore. I'm more of the mindset. Look, I don't care how many people are in that. You know, I don't want to get up.
Oh yeah, that's a big ask. I mean, listen, my fans, they know where I am. Come and find me.
Yeah. Can you believe it's been? Well, for me, I got on SNL about 38 years ago, and it's been like 30 years, 29 since I left. I mean, we could be the grandparents of some of those cast members that are on now, and we might be.
Oh, definitely. I was just there for 10 weeks. I was working with people in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
And a couple of them, we did the math. We checked out certain biographies. And I said, I could be your grandfather. We never got confirmation, but it was in the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Did did they build a ramp for you to get up and do church lady?
Oh, yeah. Church lady dress was a little tight in certain places, but I still got it on and zipped it up. Yeah,
it's been so long. Church lady's probably a virgin again after all that
but
time.
You know, it's okay. I don't know about you guys, but that's been such a center stone for me, that show. And you constantly think about, you know, Lorne Michaels, what he would do, what he would say to you, you know, if you feel like, oh, this is hacky stuff I'm doing. I hope it doesn't get back to anybody. And it was so long ago. It's like, when we were starting to do comedy, it's like your show shows what had been a shorter distance of time between when we first started and where we're doing now. And I'm speaking for you, Spade. For me, it wasn't.
No, it's closer. Did you know that it's closer now from SNL till right now, till SNL backwards to when they invented the telephone? I was trying to put something together in my head. Adam and Eve is closer to when we got hired.
Yeah, yeah. Were Adam and Eve white?
Mm-hmm.
Question.
It got tense. Got really
Carvey.
tense.
Depends who's reading what from what source. They can be any color you want.
Yeah.
It depends on where that garden is. It was in Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Was it a red apple or a green apple?
Yeah.
A lot of controversy.
I think it's a story. It doesn't sound like paradise if there's a reptile on a tree taunting you.
If there's snakes everywhere when you're having lunch.
And what if you're allergic to that fig leaf?
Oh yeah. How do you explain that?
Yeah.
The thing they don't explain is that the sex between Adam and Eve got really hot once they knew they were naked, and they were kind of embarrassed and it was sort of illicit. It changed the whole dynamic.
Illicit,
don't you think?
Well, do you think that they really had that? I forget the word, but concern that maybe their genitals might be showing, and the only person that's going to see it is the other person you want to have sex with. Yeah. There's no one else around except for the snake.
No one had sex at that point, right? They were created. So I don't know. This is really
the snake was like, this is no competition for me.
I'm not steeped in this, guys.
No, don't keep doing steep now.
I like the word. You called it out.
You got it.
I want to ask you guys a question because I have a really wicked cold, but I have a gig tomorrow and I'm going to fly and I can't clear my ears. And one time I did this and I have cartilage damage in one of the ears. It's very painful.
Dana, let me just turn your head. Let me look in your ear, see if it's clear. Let me see.
Do you do the thing where you blow your nose and hold your nose? I don't do that. I'm scared of that.
Yeah,
Well, have you guys ever canceled a gig because you didn't feel well, or you just always buck it up?
Well, I would tell you, I was just in Kansas City, and I got a stomach bug on the last day of my last gig there. I was in bed all day. I was over the toilet, on the toilet, and I just forced myself to go. To do the gig. It was horrible. I got so many nights. Good question. I could go forever. One time I was with Bill Maher and Tommy Davidson. We had a gig up in Buffalo, New York, an outdoor theater. And I don't know if I was supposed to go middle, but I had a food poisoning in the back and I couldn't get up. I had to lay down on a cot. They brought a cot over. And I said, I don't know if I could do this, but I didn't want to fly all the way up there and not do the gig. So I asked the stage manager, I said, would you put the cot out on the stage for me? And I'll just do my act from the cot. I told the audience, I said, I'm really depressed. I got to lie down. And I did it from the cot on my side and they were laughing like crazy. And I got through it. And I thought that worked so well. I'm going to start bringing that cot with me to other gigs. It didn't work at all. I brought it twice. And
even when you feel good. Yeah. I sometimes feel like Frasier in the 15th round, getting up off the stool if you're really, really sick.
Well, there's
you got
two problems with Dana's situation. When do you cancel? Because it's scary to cancel. By the way, if I was not working tomorrow, I would cover for Dana. And the other thing is, if they wanted me, but the other thing is, you don't want to make it worse. Like if I fly, I'm making it worse. If I go, you don't want to. You don't want to hurt your ears, or you're like, I'm not supposed to fly with sinus stuff because it might pop. Who cares if I get everyone sick? But no one cares on my flights if they get me sick. Everyone's coughing and sneezing. And I'm like, does anyone give a fat fuck anymore about just the
Do I wear a mask on the plane because this is an all-coach Southwest plane?
Yeah, maybe.
I'll be packed in with a lot of people, and I don't know if I'll be coughing. But look, if I have this voice, I'll be like, well, isn't that special?
People get scared, yeah.
Here's what I noticed that when I have a cold and I don't want to do something with people, I'm not interested in it. I'll tell them I have a cold and I don't want to affect them. But if it's something I really want to do, and I'm obvious like Dana got a cold, I will say, I got an allergy. Don't
worry about me. By the time they figure it out, you're out of there.
So you've never canceled. You've had some wicked nights, but you've never canceled a gig.
I've only canceled because of like a TV gig or a movie.
Yeah, but for illness, you never canceled.
Or I had a good massage lined up. That's the only time. Yeah. No, I never. I don't think I've ever canceled for illness.
I did San Francisco last year, Dana, your hometown or your outskirts town, and I was getting sick, and my doctor said, "This is a sickening word that makes you sound old. Polyps in your nose." Which polyps? Let me explain to you what they are. I don't know what they are, but really, he said they're 100% blocking you, and you're going to you can't not be sick anymore because you've waited 10 years to get an operation. So I'm at a gig and I'm sick, and I didn't mind really being sick and just finishing the tour, but you couldn't really hear me. So I've never had that laryngitis, which is so weird. But I don't want to cancel a gig, and it's the day of the show, and people are coming. So they bring in a doctor like Pink Floyd, to jack you up. Sometimes they can do that. They give you steroids. I don't know what it is, but you're right after you're like John Bonet. You're like, ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Somehow it clears you up. It didn't work, and I still don't want to cancel. So I go out there and I'm like, hello. And everyone's like, oh, like right away. They're like, oh no. And I'm like,
he's doing a bit.
I didn't want to cancel, so I'll give you 4%. And they're like, Jesus Christ. So I literally was like, everybody be really quiet. It's hard to hear me. So nobody laugh until the end. And just, I'll just say my jokes flatly. And then at the end, it'll count. And they're like, great.
Well, how did you know that when you have polyps in your nose? I never knew that. I mean, do you get a colonoscopy through your nose? Is that how they find out?
My nose is, my nasal cavities are connected to my butthole somehow. Like it goes all the way down. And
so they go up through the butt. They
can go either way. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice. You might want to go through your nose first.
And then I go, aren't polyps in my beehole? And I go, well, they're just, I don't even know what they are. I picture like mushrooms growing there. They go, it's blocking. And so I went and I did the gig, but I was glad I did it because it still went pretty good because it started to come back a little. And then, I get that operation, which is terrifying and really harder than they said. But then I didn't get sick for a year and a half. Nothing.
Man, look at us talking about AFib. And
no, we can't talk about this. We cannot.
I had gigs in the 80s because I would do 8 shows a week, 90 minutes a set. And I would get like, a lot of antibiotics, a lot of, plus I bit on my tongue once and was bleeding profusely. Please welcome to the stage. I mean, you do get funny things.
You go, well,
what about this? We do this a lot. I mean, Spade and I have talked about is getting injured in hotel rooms. Like getting up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and slamming your shin into a table, right? You've had those, Kev. I had a hematoma and I couldn't put weight on it. It was so painful.
Wow. Yeah. I was in Spokane, Washington, doing a gig, and I heard that Chevy Chase was doing his Christmas vacation kind of a tour, question and answer stuff. And he was staying at my hotel. Yeah. And so I texted him, see if he wanted to go have a cup of coffee because we're at the same hotel. And he goes, well, I can't. I fell last night, hit my head on a nightstand.
Well, that would happen to me when I was a lot younger, though, too, because it's just another hotel, and it's very easy if the lights are down.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought that Chevy Chase would get hurt falling. Because he did it.
He was like a big faller for a while.
Yeah, I mean, that's how he got hurt, actually.
And you wrote back LOL.
Yeah. But I've never gotten hurt in a hotel room like that. I slammed my finger in the door.
I have a question for you, Kevin. This is not part of this.
Yeah, just outside the podcast.
Oh yeah, a couple questions. One is,
I don't trust you.
I want to hear a little bit about the Swatch tour because I was so jealous of it when I was on SNL.
Really?
I don't know if I was on it yet, but I thought these guys are going on the road. I mean, I don't think I was on SNL yet, but I knew about you guys got a tour because you were doing well in the show. And like 3 hilarious guys, you, 2, and Dennis. And then you played Arizona, I think, at the Celebrity Theater. I don't know why I remember all this. I just remember it was Swatch. And I think I remember what you were getting, or I heard a rumor and I was like, oh my God. And what a fun thing. Even I don't realize then the road is hard, but 3 funny guys, Swatch tour. And that was in the summer, was it, Kevin? And between seasons?
After our first season, it happened fast. Kevin and I only done 1 season, right? When it happened.
Yeah. I mean, actually that tour is still going on right now. But Dana and Dennis
I'm
dropped
canceling
off.
tomorrow.
It's just you?
It's just me now. I've been going since then.
That's so funny.
I still call it the Swatch tour.
That's the first time I think something was sponsored in my head, like a comedy tour. I thought that was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys got more money because did you have to wear a swatch?
No, but we got swatches, I think.
We got swatches. Yeah.
That was really exciting. It was exciting because they played clips from SNL before we came out, and the music, G.E. Smith band, and the SNL band, and it was just really a high rev, and people would go crazy. And that was, before anybody was kind of doing big.
A theater was like not really what I'd heard of. Maybe Leno, maybe.
Yeah.
And what was the order? Do you remember? Do you guys just flip flop?
Yeah. I would go on first, and then I would never get off. So it was just me, basically.
And you would do.
They wouldn't let me get off. I would just get, encores. It was me. I think Dennis and Dana. Maybe they switched it up a little bit.
I think we switched off a little bit.
It was me because I was a feature player on SNL at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Never like following either of you.
I wouldn't follow any of you guys.
I don't want to follow Dennis or Kevin.
Yeah.
You want a nice, very nice, clean opener, not too funny.
Yeah, don't make them too good. Maybe, Kevin, when you get on, did you tag team it? You should have brought up Dana, and then you should have done your Hans and Franz there.
We might have. I don't even think we had come up with Hans and Franz.
We didn't. Yet. We came up with Hans and Franz basically on that tour.
Yeah, that's right.
We had not done it on SNL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We were in, I think, Des Moines, Iowa, and I was watching Arnold Schwarzenegger on some like up close and personal interview. And they were asking him what he does when he gets into town. And I can't do a good Arnold, but he goes, when I get into town, I get into the nice light collar shirt, and then I go into town and I come back to the hotel and I slip into the nice light collar sheets. And so Dana and I started doing that the whole trip. And then somehow it just evolved into Hans and Franz being these 2 pathetic, defensive, losers who never lifted a weight in their life.
They're still my favorite. I have to say, what I laugh at the hardest for myself that I was in, because they clearly have a lot of mental health issues. They're extremely paranoid, probably schizophrenic. They're on this rinky-dink show, and they're threatening. No one is saying anything to them. They're threatening imaginary enemies, and they will come to their house and do all these exotic torture things to them.
And no one cares about them at all, and they're just mad.
There's probably only like a dozen 15-year-olds watching it. They think it's like thousands of people.
And then you look so fucking doofy with your hair. Did you have a separated teeth or anything?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we would paint them.
Oh yeah.
But the night Kevin and I were on the phone just hatching it out, and we were just riffing around with it somehow. And then Kevin said, "And if you don't believe, and if you don't think, and that just made me laugh." So then we did that for an hour, and we knew that was really gold. Just that they're paranoid. If you don't think properly pumped up, think again, because you're gonna lose. You know what I mean? So that.
Yeah. And I remember when Arnold came on to be in one of the Hans and Franz sketches, we were a little nervous because we were making fun of him. And we went to his dressing room, and his name was on the door. And his name was so long it went onto the wall a little bit, And we knocked on his door, and the door opens up, and it's full of cigar smoke. And we could barely see him sitting across the room. He's got a big cigar in his hand. He's got the script he wrote, and he looks through the cigar smoke to us. He goes, "Hello, fellas. Now, how am I supposed to do the accent?"
Arnold, stylistically, Arnold reminds me of Trump, and Trump reminds me of Arnold, in that Arnold just is so smart, but he makes things very simple. If they do your voice, all it does is spread you out there. Yeah. And we talked to him recently, and he said that us doing that really helped kind of solidify the voice of Arnold. And so we were fearful he might beat us up, not literally, but be mad or something or disappointed. Yeah. But he was telling, and it is a smart way to go if someone does an impression of you. And I think he got a great kick out of it.
You think they're both smart, but don't know how
street smart.
Who, Hans and Franz?
No.
Well, Arnold, the reason it was so funny about Arnold is like, and he's always got it together. You do your workout, you go to a hotel, have your protein. It's like this fantastical life, very simply said. And then Trump's like, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be great. I mean, I
don't know what it is yet, but it's going to be great when I figure out what it is.
Self-promotion and very good about that.
Self-promotion.
Oh, we had Arnold on the podcast, and then Dana did push-ups. Remember, that was good. That was like a little clip that went around.
I could do push-ups now if it will help us somehow. It's funny. It's interesting.
I don't think
I did do. They asked me to do Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live, and I did 30 seconds of it, and they did pretty good prosthetics. And I was him kind of at a mega. I'm Doc Mega, and I'm jumping around. Then all Elon tweeted was. Or X'd. Dana Carvey sounds just like Dana Carvey. I thought was kind of funny.
That was a slam. He was trying to slam you.
Oh, that was a slam.
I think. So.
Yeah,
like it wasn't any good.
I do think if you do an impression of someone, it can be a little disjointed for them because is that how people see me?
Yeah.
Well, anyone getting an impression, Tom Petty, I did, and I made him look like he was deformed in the face, just like stretching my face around. But and then I always think when you meet him, they're going to be so excited, like, "Oh, aren't you the guy that makes me look like a fool? Aren't you the guy where you benefit and I don't at all because I'm the guy you're making fun of?" And I'm like, "Yeah, isn't that great?"
Go ahead.
I was just going to mention because I hadn't seen anyone else do that. You did Brent Musburger. It was a famous sportscaster. He may have just retired or something, but. Yeah. And you just pulled your eyes down or something.
Yeah, I pulled my eyelids. I pulled the sides of my eyelids down. That was an Al Franken idea right there.
Just kept them there as you're talking.
Yeah, you held them? During the bit, you held them?
Yeah. Instead of prosthetics, he did it manually and just held it.
But talking about people getting mad at you for doing them,
that's great.
I used to think, they're all getting mad at us for doing it. But people actually, these actors love it because it gives them the attention, mostly. And I remember I did, but not always. I did Michael Bolton once where I was trying to sing like him. My voice was all raspy, and I got bronchitis after that for like a month from doing that voice. So I'm in Hawaii, maybe 8 months later, 10 months later, and I get into the jacuzzi in Hawaii, and Michael Bolton's on the other side. It's just me and Michael Bolton and his wife at the time, and my wife at the time.
Oh, no.
And he did not say a word to us. And then I'm walking back to the hotel room, and she said,
say anything?
He didn't say one thing. And
maybe.
And I said, I wonder why he was so kind of standoffish. And she goes, well, you did make fun of him. And I said, oh, that's right.
Oh,
but he ended up doing a lot of funny stuff.
Oh yeah, no, he's great. He's great.
Yeah, I mean, he really makes fun of himself.
I was probably misreading it at the time, but he was because had such an ego.
What about when he tried to drown you?
Great voice.
Well, he did let me up at the last minute.
Was he in the Feed the Chickens fundraiser sketch?
I don't know.
That was where David did. I did Dylan and you did Petty.
Oh, is that?
It was all We Are the World.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was We Are the World. I was either Dave Pirner, Kurt Cobain, or Tom Petty. Those are three I did in those type of sketches where we're like doing a fundraiser where great idea, just everyone plays a celebrity.
I think it was Bonnie and Terry Turner. You must have played some celebrity.
And Farley was Wilson Phillips. He was Wilson and Phillips. The funny thing about Farley doing that is that the other two were actually just extras, which is very rare on our show. We had someone just play. Could have been Christine Zander or something, but you throw writers in there sometimes, but it was just purely extras that look like the other two.
Kevin, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to mention. Go ahead. Go ahead. I was just going to say to Spade that. All right, Spade, can I get a word in for a minute? I would see these posters of you and Farley, and you look like you were 12 at the time. And and I always think to myself, I wonder, and the same with John Candy, I wonder what kind of work would be done by those actors now if they were still alive, and if you were alive as well. And I always wonder what that would
if Farley, Farley and Tommy Boy, I still have his jacket, this like kind of plaid jacket he wore on the poster or in the movie. And it's not that big. He wasn't that huge then, only because I was such a twig. It kind of made him look bigger, but he probably at the end weighed 80 more pounds.
That jacket fits you at the time.
That jacket fits me now. but yeah, I think Brendan Fraser, was it, Dana? He came over and he put it on and it fit him perfectly. And Brendan Fraser isn't big. Yeah. He wasn't in his whale costume. He was just regular.
Was that a whale costume? Is that prosthetics?
Remember when he played whale? Did he gain weight for that? I don't know.
Yeah, that was a massive prosthetic.
He told us for a full hour. I don't remember. I'm like,
that was an intense movie. But I do think that Chris's golden age, Tommy Boy, and that year he had on SNL, obviously, was he guest hosting when he did the Man Down by the River? Or was he in part of the cast?
No, he was in the cast. I think he did it. Okay. He did it again when he.
Oh, okay. Later
when he hosted right toward the end, and he was really sweaty and.
Bob Odenkirk wrote that, correct?
Yeah.
Man Down by the River. Yeah. He would get really sweaty. I remember the last time I saw him, I was up in the Brosteen office, and he was in a conference room, just sitting at a long table, and I think he had like his hair dyed pink. It was a mohawk or something, and a leather jacket, and just sweating and real fidgety.
Yeah.
Let me guys ask you a question. Seinfeld went crazy when I always say this. I got ask you a question, because there's all these things they're doing with SNL because the 50th documentaries, this and that. They put me in some room and they had on one board tons of sketches on cards, all-time great sketches. And then they had a classic board and they go, okay, we want you to pick what would be the first sketch. You're trying to do an all-star show right after the monologue. They already had a cold opening. I couldn't remember what it was. Host monologue. So the first sketch up, and I saw Man Down by the River, but then I'm thinking, you can't have that first up because you can't follow it, So you want something really up, but that people could follow. And
what'd you pick?
All the great. I actually, not because I was in it, but I thought it was not hysterical, but incredibly entertaining. And that was Wayne's World with Tom Hanks as the roadie and also Aerosmith. And we played with them. Like it'd be a big energy boost, but it wasn't like Cowbell or Van Down by the River sketches that, tough to keep going in a way. They take a little time. Maybe put update in between them. Yeah.
I like the concept that you're picking the best sketch. Is very hard to look at the board.
Trying to create the greatest show of all time.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
One of the sketches that I loved was, and I have loved a lot of them, but it makes me laugh every time. It's making me laugh now. I think it was called the Bellissimo sketch when I was with Kirstie Alley going to the Italian restaurant, and all the Italian, like Schneider and Sandler.
Bill Cantori, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah. And they were all doing this Italian, overly affectionate, kissing and licking her face. No, that's what they do, honey. They're Italian. That was kind of weird. Yeah.
Two things on that for me, and I totally agree, because it killed like it was a home-based sketch, and it was a restaurant sketch. It just crushed. And Kirstie Alley, I was supposed to lick her face.
You did. Somebody licked it.
No, and she was totally cool. Do whatever you want. Look at anything. I don't care about anything. She was very, very cool. I just want to put that in there. And then the moment where my character goes over as Schneider and Sandler are coming in, hardly dressed.
Yeah,
that kept escalating. And then I put Victoria, stood her up, put her down on the table, and had her legs over and then kept talking as if I was having. Now, that was probably the build of that whole sketch. That moment where I was just a passenger in the joke, nothing I was doing, legs over my thing. Hey, come on, was one of the biggest.
And it's in the background too, so it's not like right up front. It's in the background, over the shoulder. Forced.
It's kind of casual.
Was Sandler wearing a jockstrap when he was a waiter?
But that was the funny thing, is when we're walking away, they all come up to the window, and Sandler's got a Speedo on. Schneider's there, and they're all looking at like they're puppies and wanting to be adopted.
Right.
Yeah, we're just pressing our faces again. Okay, it's called Il Cantore. It's on YouTube.
Il Cantore. The other one that comes to mind is Head Wound Harry that Jack Andy wrote. When Dana's wig, they had put some like red syrup on there so the dog would lick it, and the dog is pulling his wig off, and Dana's trying to hold on to it.
I was just a passenger in that, and they did put more. Did Schneider tell us they put more? It was like baby food or something, but they kind of held back on the dress show, and then they put a ton on the prosthesis, the fake, rubber bloody head I suppose they had. And then I knew the sketch was going so strong that I just did not want the wig to come off and have it be so I just held it at the temple, and that just made the tug of war go on for a minute or something. And so you can't beat a dog that doesn't know what's in a sketch. Yeah. It just really is hungry.
Just trying to fuck with you.
So
it would have been hilarious if he actually took the wig and ran away with it.
Yeah, that would have been fucking awesome.
Just the title alone.
It could have gone to that. Yeah.
Just the title alone, Head Wound Harry.
Massive head.
Massive head. It makes me laugh so hard.
With a little song. And I was talking to Sarah Sherman and some of the younger cast members, and I said, I love a presentational sketch where the song kind of tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
And they said that's kind of out of fashion. I didn't want to be a grumpy old man. Okay. But it was always very relaxing when you'd see a little song and a thing, and then you go in, the guy actually has a massive head wound. I don't know. I would do more of that personally, but maybe it's out of style.
Like Toonses.
Toonses had one.
Toonses the cat, or even Hans and Franz. Welcome to Hans and Franz.
Or even he's Lyle, the effeminate
heterosexual.
There's a song, wasn't there?
Everything is conjectural. He's Lyle, the effeminate heterosexual. I had a hard time with that one because, and again, this is the early 90s. It was very edgy. I heard it was Tim Burton's favorite sketch. But I met a hairdresser who I just thought was gay, and he was straight, and so there it went from there. But I couldn't really do the voice because every time I did it, it sounded like church lady to me. So I had to come up with a different. That's inside baseball. Kevin, so you had Subliminal Man on Update several times?
Well, that was the first sketch I ever did was Mr. Subliminal in the first show that we came out of the gig on. And I was terrified. Because, you see you're standing on the stage with Belushi. And
that's right. When was that on in the show, by the way?
It was, I'm not sure. I think it might have been in the first half. But I remember waiting to go on. And I'm terrified. And we're like 10 seconds out from commercial. And Lorne Michaels comes up to me. And he puts his hand on my shoulder. And he said, "Are you sure this is what you want?" Action.
What a psycho. He always has little quips, and he doesn't realize they're just like bombshells to whoever is about to go on. Everyone's so scared.
I believe he believes, and maybe it does in a way, kind of relax you. I mean, once you get used to it, not on your very first show, but Lorne always does stuff like that. It'd be a good thing if this show was actually like good, and stuff like that.
Yeah. I would love to see a compilation of everybody's first sketch and kind of gauge the level of nervousness that they're having.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But not good.
No, it's not. It's not a great idea, but it's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
What was yours? I can't even think of what you had any line in. Oh, you know what mine was? Casualties of War when I did Michael J. Fox, and it backfired.
So you had a great
backfired because they forgot to put me as a feature player in the opening credits, so people thought it was Dana or Mike because I had a wig on, and they didn't know it didn't sound like my voice, so they were just like, "Who's that guy?"
Elon Musk thought it was you.
Huh?
Elon Musk thought it was you.
Yeah. He said, I saw that bit. It sounded like David Spade.
Exactly. David Spade.
Yeah.
David Spade.
Oh, and I was like, oh.
So, yeah, Kevin and I mean, to have a sketch, say it was before Update and stuff, was a big thing, especially we had a small cast and our very first show, everyone got to do a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah. There's only like 8 of us, right?
I think total.
You guys had 4 cast members, right?
When they first started, I think it was 5, maybe, or
it was 1,
5 or 6. Yeah, I was a feature player, and then the next year, Lauren said I could be either a cast member or if I want to stay a writer, or I could remain a writer. And I mean, but if I became a cast member, I wouldn't have that writing title.
Oh, that's right. They take writing away.
But we all still wrote. I took the cast. I took being on the cast.
So you were in the cast.
Yeah,
they're doing a documentary. One of the SNL. There's 5 of them on Peacock. And I guess one of them is just writers, which is great. But I asked the person who saw it, I said, is there any cast members in there who just were writing but didn't get credit? Because you get used to it, but it is just sort of funny. People say, who wrote that thing? Yeah. Like, well, I wrote 90% of it,
Right.
It's crazy that you don't get that.
I hosted one of those. It was called the Weird Year. And that was in 1985, I think, that cast, 85, 86.
Yeah, that transitional strange year.
Yeah, Anthony Michael Hall, Robert Downey Jr., all talented, actors, but I don't think the synergy was there between the writers and them.
Synergy.
They don't let it steep enough,
Yeah.
Well, there's Groundlings and Second City and stuff, and then there's just stand-up and
actors.
Stand-up. And then actors, but stand-ups, we're trained to get a laugh, and so we automatically are trained to have some brevity to the setup and things like that. Right. Where are the laugh points? But I would have loved to have gone to something like Groundlings. Didn't have it when I was starting out in San Francisco.
That is my regret. But who would have thought? All I wanted to ever do was stand-up comedy. I wasn't even thinking about acting or improv. I just wanted to be a stand-up. But yeah, in hindsight, I would have much rather have been in the Groundlings had I known that SNL was going to come after me.
I have a question before we dump Kevin, but Kevin, what was the movie you did with Sandler? You've probably done a handful with him, right?
Yeah, I've done like 13 Sandler films.
The one where you had plastic surgery.
Oh, that was called Just Go With It.
And did they look like it looked pretty real. What did they do?
Well, that was 4 hours in a makeup chair every morning.
It was? It had to be because it looked good.
For 4 days, and they only used me for one of those times,
Oh, really?
One. But it was really funny character because I had so much plastic surgery, and Sandler was a plastic surgeon, and I would see him at the party, and I come up to him because I was addicted to plastic surgery, and I go, whatever his name was, one more cap. Just give me one more cap, implant, cap implant. I'll take one. And then I'd laugh, and the water would drool out of the corner of my mouth because I couldn't move my face. But
that's so funny.
That was. But I did a lot of those films with him. And I remember I got the script for Grandma's Boy. And I read it and I thought, I don't know, man. I don't think I want to do this one. It's like really crass. And, Sandler wasn't even in it, but he was producing it. And so I decided not to do it. And the next day, Sandler called me and goes, Nealon, I really hope you do this movie, because, if you don't do it and it's a big hit, I'll feel bad. But, if it's not a big hit, no one will see it anyway. You did that.
That was Nick Swartzen, right? And
yeah.
And it was Jennifer Aniston in the plastic surgeon film with Sandler. That was a big hit, I believe, that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go with it. Huge. Grandma's Boy I was in, and I probably did Kevin's part that he passed on. I was a waiter.
Well, no, I didn't pass on. I ultimately played Mr. Cheezel. Who was the boss. Yeah.
I did too, and I jinxed Adam. I mean, I think the films were perfectly good, but they didn't outperform. And the first one was Little Nicky.
All right.
And I played the ref with the high-pitched voice. Yeah. And then Jack and Jill, where Regis and I were kind of hanging out, because Regis Philbin was in that one too. These are just like small parts. But Jack and Jill, I guess, I think it has a resurgence now, because, it had a lot of funny stuff in it.
Happy Gilmore's coming out.
Did you do Happy Gilmore?
Yeah. I just finished doing that.
You did?
Amazing. Yeah, that's going to be crazy. Yeah, that was fun.
I think that movie is just sort of iconic. At some point, it became iconic, so people really want to see it.
The budget was the GNP of Guatemala.
It really was, man. I've never seen. It was almost like an invasion going into the, I mean, there's like 100 trailers and golf carts everywhere, and prime rib and wild salmon.
How many cameos in it, or how many character actors are in it? I keep hearing people are in Happy Gilmore too.
There's a lot. There's a lot of like athletes and cameos.
It's a Guinness Book World Record of cameos.
Lovitz, you, Marcelo, from SNL.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a lot of people. A lot of people.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a huge smash.
We're going to do things. We're going to take over. It was very interesting when he goes, in Panama, we're taking back Panama. I mean, it does get a little like, he even outdoes Trump. We're taking it back. We're taking it back. I mean, what is Panama supposed to do?
Panama goes, what the fuck's going on?
I mean, the guy is just, what a character. We'll see where it goes.
All right, Kevin. I think we should let Kevin go because he's been a really good sport today.
Kevin Nealon, as a friend of the podcast, came in.
You had a fallout. So you called me, and I was in the next studio over. I said, "Sure, I'll come over." And filled in for that person. And you don't really see that on podcasts that much. Hey, can you come on over? We just had somebody drop out.
Yeah,
like they used to do on all those talk shows.
Oh yeah, they call me on a lot of these talk shows and go, "You're our favorite guest. Can you be here in 12 minutes?" I'm like, "Oh, this isn't a fallout, is it?" They're like, No. One time Richard Gere fell out and they were calling around and Schneider did it. And then he goes, "I'm just going to do it as Richard Gere." So he did the interview and just answered whatever he thought Richard Gere would say.
That's funny.
Yeah, it bombed. Anyway, no, it did good. It was funny.
I remember we had SNL, our studios was above Letterman, right? Floors. And whenever somebody bailed out on Letterman, they would call me to come down. And it got to the point where I really had nothing to say, nothing prepared. So I thought, I can't really do this anymore. I never thought I'd be turning down like a spot on Letterman.
Conan too, when Conan took over.
Yeah.
You guys might have been gone by then, but yeah. But Kevin, you're on the road, so go see Kevin on the road.
Yeah, kevinnealon.com, my tour schedule. I have that. Don't forget the hiking show, man. Hiking with Kevin.
Show.
You both did it.
It's fucking
Tom
great.
Hanks was on recently.
So you can go watch on YouTube. Is that where it is on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, and I have that book out. You both,
I
exaggerate. My brushes with fame. I exaggerate.
I exaggerate.
Two great titles. I exaggerate, and then under that, brushes with fame. So
my brushes. Yeah.
Is that a memoir, as they say, or autobiography kind of?
It's not really, but it kind of turned out to be one because I talk about, Johnny Carson doing that and how we met, you and I, and you and me. And so it kind of became kind of a memoir, but it's like these 60 paintings I've done, caricatures. And on the opposite page is a little anecdote about that person.
Oh, yeah. That's tricky. That's good. Would you be scared to do a caricature of me because there's nothing to exaggerate because I have perfect features?
You're in the next book, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. Hold me a spot because a lot of things about me that are really interesting. Also,
you look a lot like Richard Gere though in it.
So am I going to? If it better not be Richard Gere, it better be me. I need my own page.
Yeah.
And
I think Dick Gere is a great actor. I really like Dick Gere. I don't know.
I like his. They always have weird names. His son's name is Fourth, and I knew Fourth Gear when I used to be. Anyway, so
how about the daughter? Daughter is Winter, right?
Is that true? Winter Gear.
Winter Gear.
It's not. It's not even a saying. Now, Kevin. So if we go on YouTube hiking, start with my episode because we walk on flat ground, and then also you can watch old episodes and new ones. Right? That's good. That's the good part.
Yeah, it's all on YouTube. There's like 5 seasons of them. I've done over 140 hikes.
You just do Bill Bird. I see that.
Yeah, I did Bill. It was like 2 days before the fire wiped out Will Rogers State Park.
What's all this brush? Why do you have brush?
Yeah.
Come on, Dana. Go ahead.
That was fun.
It drives me nuts.
There we go.
Cyclone fences. What the fuck? Get a regular fence. Drives me out of my fucking mind.
Who eats pickles? It's a fucking cucumber. Go fuck yourself.
You got to close before you send me off, Dana. You got to do your. I don't know if you do with your cold, but
I'll try.
This one makes me laugh more than anything Dana does.
We love Dennis. Okay.
Yeah, love him.
Doing pretty good. Gonna go down, get a little lobster down at the pier this afternoon. Okay. Our friend Dennis is in a very relaxed time in his life. Let's put it that way. And it's really fun to talk to him because he's just very chill. Yeah. Okay. Sammy came on. He still calls you Sammy or refers to you as Sammy because we did the two Sammys in 1986.
Sketch, yeah. He seems very relaxed and chill in his place right now. Good for him.
Mm-hmm. And where are we at?
He's not desperate and thirsty like me out there running around doing gigs all over this fucking town.
And this country.
All over the country. Oh, man. Well, Kevin.
Do you take advantage of social media, Spade? I mean, do you feel like you should be out there like, more clips?
Not in an illegal way. I do clips and stuff. I don't really do clips of my act because most of my stuff is a little longer than, I could put longer clips, but some bits, I guess I still do. Some of the old ones I put up, some are not as relevant, but it is good to just have clips floating around. Someone catches something.
Yeah. You don't do audience work, crowd work.
I don't. And I don't know if I even love when I see these clips because everyone's doing them only because that's the clips you put out to come see them so they don't burn their real material. But then they look like a crowd work act. So some people go there expecting
you could do a crowd work act. I mean, it's okay now. Film 5 shows and take the best crowd work parts and just call it crowd work. I mean, that beats writing an act.
Yeah, that's what Matt Rife
Kevin,
did.
you're very good at that. So,
well, what a lot of people don't know is I do the same crowd work on every show. I do the same. Whoever the person is, I'll do the same lines each time. Looks like it's spontaneous, but no.
But so you don't want to record it because then you can't use it.
No, I use the same 3 people in the audience. I take them with me on the road. They're shills.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like it's spontaneous.
You know what I do, Kevin? I go.
It's like a lot of work to travel with that.
But and the cot. I bring the cot with me too. So it's a big production.
That's a big
deal.
to do.
I was talking with Brian Regan once. He did one of my hikes, and he says everything in his act it's the way it's supposed to be. There's no spontaneity or anything. If he spills a little water, that was planned.
For real?
That's Brian.
Yeah. And one of the funniest comics out there.
I know people that do that, like when they laugh in the middle of a joke, and then I see them all week, and they laugh at the same spot every night. And I go, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, I know, but it is an act. That's why they call it an act.
It's a magic trick. You're like, hey.
Well, you're pretending that you're remembering your material.
Yeah, it's trying to fool the audience. I mean, it's yeah. I used to know everybody when they took a swallow before their line, or it's and here's the one thing I don't do, and this is just for me. I don't call a bit a joke. Like if somebody laughs, they'll say, "Oh, that last joke," because that's like it's like a magician saying that was a trick. Yeah. No, I thought that was real. I thought that really happened. No, it's a trick. So I never call it a joke, and so that way people realize I'm not a comedian. They go, well, maybe he's not a comedian. Maybe that's actually happened to him.
This is just an hour of things that happened to him recently.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of.
Well, when you say, actually, let's say 2 weeks ago, I was driving.
Yeah.
You say something like that.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I've done all the tricks. I've done all that stuff.
That's all good stuff.
Some of your early stuff was, I remember seeing this one at the Comedy Magic Club. They say live every day like it's your last. So every day I take out insurance or whatever.
I stay on the phone for 3 hours making funeral arrangements. And then I just wait.
Take it literal every single day.
Get on the phone.
You have to do that because it's your last day.
Isn't it funny that, and I know this happens to you too, someone will come up and they'll say, in fact, Spade did this to me once. He goes, "Hey, you got a really nice camera, right? It's one of those black ones." Remember that, Spade?
And then you don't remember, and I go, "That's from your act."
That's what I'm saying. People remind you, and you go, "Oh, I don't know that one, but I guess so." I saw Letterman a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me about it, how much he loved this joke that I used to do. And he tells it to everybody and gives me credit. I said, which one was it? He goes, well, you talk about how Abraham Lincoln used to walk to school every day in the snow. But what they don't tell you is, yeah, but he was late every day. And he loved that joke so much. And so a week later, I tried it in a club because I don't remember it. I tried it in a club, crickets, nothing.
Yeah, bomb. I like when you say I stayed in a hotel. It was nestled in the hills. It always sounds better than wedged. It's wedged in the hills. They put me in the honeymoon suite. I stayed with a nice couple from Nebraska.
Yeah,
those are good.
Yeah, a hotel can be nestled. It can't be wedged though on a hillside. Underwear is wedged. Underwear can't be nestled. You never pull your underwear out of your crack and go, "Oh, that was kind of nestled up there."
Yeah, it really got nestled deep. Okay, let's leave on that one, Dana.
It was steeped in my butt.
The word of the day was steeped. Thank you, Kevin. We'll do this again in a week.
Thanks, you guys.
Kevin. That was fun.
Thank you, man.
Okay, bye, guys. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all this stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman.
All right, our guest today is the one and only Lisa Kudrow, one of America's sweethearts, and she has a new show out.
She's in a show called No Good Deed. It's on Netflix, and it's kind of fun. It's very interesting. I'll tell you that. It's got Ray Romano in it. It's got a great cast. Linda Cardellini, who I don't see much, and she's great.
It's a great cast, and it's from the people who brought you Dead to Me.
That's right.
Which was another great show on Netflix. And so looking forward to it. She's a really funny, talented actress. Super down to earth, nice to talk to. And we talk about friends and different relationships. And we talk about how she grew up with Jon Lovitz. And she knew Jon when Jon was like a little kid. And that's very interesting.
Yeah, it was way back, more than I thought. Farther back than I thought. Yeah. She did the show The Comeback. We talk about that. Romy and Michelle, of course. It's a classic.
Yeah.
And, she was in Analyze This. She was in Boss Baby, Booksmart. She pops up here and there, always working, always funny. We had a great time chatting. So please welcome Lisa Kudrow. We are Dana and David. You can figure out which one is which whenever you...
Dana and David. Okay. Ha ha ha.
You got it.
It's kind of weird. I'm his older brother from another mother. Do you have any doppelgangers in show business? Like, you look like, or someone saying, people tell me I look like you.
No. Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
People that come up and say,
that was
oh
my
God,
only
everyone
question.
tells me I look like. Oh, okay. But wait, listen to this. Years ago, I was at a restaurant waiting for someone, and the hostess came over and said, "Are you famous?" I'm not doing the accent. I said,
"No, it's funny."
She said, "Are you Dionne Warwick?"
Are you?
I get Eartha Kitt a lot.
I used to get. David would get me, I would get David, and then I aged out of that. And then they say, "Do you know David Spade?" Is my latest. Did you know him?
Oh no!
What do you mean?
I go, yeah.
Did you?
Are you like everybody's kid sister in a way? Kind of. You look a little like my sister, a little bit.
Oh really? Well, I mean, you know Lovitz, both of you, Jon Lovitz.
Yes,
of course, the one and only. Absolutely.
Yes.
I grew up with Jon. He and my brother are best friends.
David.
Yeah.
Yes. I've heard so much about this. It'd be interesting to hear it from your point of view.
Yes, the real point of view.
Jon's, let's say, eccentric dad, I met a few times, and David's encouragement to him.
Yeah.
And then you being the kid sister coming out of the blue, going into show business. So go ahead.
Yeah. Go.
You have 30 minutes.
Yeah, that all sounds right. Yeah.
Well, explain Jon then to Jon now, just as a personality.
There's no difference.
That's
I will
hilarious.
attest to that.
There's absolutely no difference.
At 10-year-old Jon, did you meet him at 10?
How old was he?
They're 6 years older than me. If I was 3, they were 9.
So you met
that far back?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
he was
you meant like
at our house all the time. I mean, so at home he could just walk in, go to the kitchen, cookie drawer, grab stuff, and he'd
you have any brownies?
Oh, you don't have the other cookies? Yeah. Oh,
Lisa, sorry about your attitude.
Yes.
When did this guy come in? I mean, the 40s guy. Was that there when he was like 10 or something? Hello.
Well, I don't remember when I was 3 what anyone was like. But later on,
he was 14. Yeah.
Yes, because he would call up and the kids shared a phone. And it would be, and like, hello. Oh, hello. Is this Lisa? Yeah. Hi, Jon. Do you want to talk to David? Wait. And he would do some very long bit. And I kept saying,
Love
Can I just get David? Can I just get David for you?
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Well,
always funny. Always has spin on a joke. Then wait, you get older. Didn't you go? But was
no,
he?
I didn't.
You didn't get older?
I'm kidding.
That was
you
it?
That would
be
date
bad.
Jon Lovitz?
So you were like, didn't you go to improv same place he did or no?
Well, yeah, because then when I graduated college, I told him, I think I'm going to try acting now. And he said, oh, okay, listen, okay. Because look, I studied in college and everywhere, but the place I learned the most was the Groundlings. That's where I learned the most. You have to learn improv. It's listening and responding. It's the most important thing in acting. And he was right. And they wouldn't let me take classes because I hadn't performed or done anything since junior high school.
Do you have to have a res a little bit to get in there?
I don't know. This was like 1985, 86.
You have a beginner's class, right? And that's kind of
you have to audition
and then you have
for those.
To keep graduating.
What?
Yeah.
I know. Our viewers are freaking out right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, I thought they were just sort of screening, but they wouldn't even let me audition for the Groundlings.
Did you have, as a little kid, did you have any kind of whimsy in your head, like maybe I'm funny, or maybe I could do this? Was it a secret, or did you tell your parents? Did you tell David, or was it just?
No, I mean, as a kid, I did want to act. I thought, I did, and my family, everyone was funny, and I was the youngest, so I was the least funny.
How many kids?
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 in ours. I had 3 older brothers and a younger sister.
Okay.
Funny parents.
Yeah.
Were you the funny one, or were others funny?
Everybody was funny, but that was more my specialty because I was doing little impressions.
Oh yeah.
In the early 60s.
Gross. Attention seeker.
I was an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert. I see you as a kindred spirit. I don't think you're on, or I don't see you as always on.
No. No. I'm not always on.
But when you're on, you're funny as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Well, there's evidence on television.
Wow. We've got some evidence. Let's look at a clip.
Let's go to the tape. Season 5 of Friends.
Let's go to the phones.
You lost your bicycle. The exit is breathtaking. No, but go ahead.
No, but I also would imitate Lily Tomlin doing Edith Ann.
Oh my gosh! Of course,
I would, I would offer my entertainment services at school. I offered to go from class to class. I worked out with like scarves to do like the dream, Tevye's dream from Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, yikes.
And I offered graciously.
You pitched this to a teacher?
To my teacher.
I said, classrooms and do sketches?
I put together this thing. Should I just do it for the class? And she went, sure. And I did. And I said, now I could do this for all the other classes. I've got my badge. And I can go. Like, what was wrong with me?
Yeah, something's wrong.
Or how wonderful.
How wonderful. That's how I look at it.
Like, be so confident, And she went, sure, go to the
she's like, kill 5 minutes of class. I don't care. Like,
were you consistently confident throughout the grades? Did you have years where you were the star and other years you were a little down? Or was it just consistently you were like one of the most popular cool kids?
I don't think I was one of the most popular. I mean, in grade school, I was confident. And I had friends. And I was like, I'm going to start a David Cassidy fan club. Yeah. Everyone's invited. And the moms would come. Everyone talked to me like I was an adult. I didn't understand. But everyone treated me like I was a little older. And I think it's because of my brother and sister and being older. And I stole their sense of humor and their jokes. And
I was going to say that because I was going to say I'm 3 boys in our family. And I have to say everyone's a little bit funny. And I'm more like a research paper, like a compilation, because you can always borrow like from your life. So this happened with Chris Farley. Like his brothers would go, that thing he does is mine. It's like, well, he got on TV and he's reaching for straws. At a certain point, he's like, that thing was funny. And he
had the guts to take it public.
Yeah, most people aren't using it actively. So
well
you just go, I can borrow what my mom says. It's like, it's funny to me. But so you're like, you got little things here. And your parents were funny, is that what you said?
Yeah, my dad was very funny. Yeah,
that's a big deal.
He was really funny. And
that makes it fun to be fun or try to make him laugh when you're little.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't make anyone laugh.
Oh.
But,
Sadly. I thought you were killing it at school
At school.
Oh.
At school.
Tougher crowd.
Did your brother ever put you in a sleeping bag and then tie it off and leave you there?
No.
Oh, well, that happened to my wife. So I was just curious.
Oh, shoot. No, they were good to me. I mean, unless everyone was fighting, but for the most, because I mean, didn't siblings always try to kill each other? It felt like, yeah.
Most of my childhood with 3 older brothers was cut it out. Just cut it out.
Stop.
Yeah.
But mostly it was rough and tumble fun. I mean, we had movies that were touchstones because there was no VCRs or anything,
right.
What was my sister was obsessed with Splendor in the Grass with Warren Beatty and Natalie Wood.
Oh.
And it came on once a year and she commandeered the television. Did you have stuff in your formative years that was just mind blowing besides your crush on David Cassidy, which my wife also had a mad crush?
Yeah.
I think I
David
did.
Cassidy.
I did.
I played David Cassidy on an SNL sketch.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wow.
So
You played everything on an SNL sketch. Very well, by the way.
So much fun. Yeah.
But my sister, she's the oldest. She's 8 years older than me, and we would watch Father Knows Best and Leave It to Beaver.
Yes.
Reruns.
Oh.
And she had to sneak Leave It to Beaver because my father, when she was younger, wouldn't let her watch it. Because that's bullshit. That's not what people are like. That's not what a family is. Stop it. Yeah.
That's pretty advanced.
Because they were 60s? Too nice to each other?
Yeah, they were too formal and nice.
Oh.
Well, gee whiz. That infuriated him.
Well, golly, Wally. Yeah, that guy was the original Garth. I just figured out. And I have the same birthday as Jerry Mathers. But
oh, really?
He kind of talked like Garth, didn't he? Hey, well, golly, Wally, I don't know what you're doing.
By the way, and the Mathers lived in our neighborhood, and Sean Mathers was in my class.
Whoa.
The younger brother of Jerry, yeah.
I always just you seem a little more, you just always seem very together to me. That's why people feel like you're older when you're younger, because something about you seem like you're very together and suffer no fools. So
I don't know.
But you've suffered some fools along the way.
I think I'm generous with fools.
Well, you got 2 right here.
Well, you've been generous to me so far. I won't connect the dots.
No, I've been nervous to do this because you guys are legends.
Crazy.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Has anyone called you a legend yet?
Yes,
when does the legend thing come in?
No.
Nobody? Not even Jon?
Not
Lovitz?
To my face. No, no, Jon certainly hasn't. But Jon's been very sweet and generous and good, I have to say.
I think he's very proud of that.
He loves to tell the story.
Yeah.
And I said, do this and do this. And then she went there. You know, he loves to be the person advising. I mean, it's a role that he really enjoys. So he loves that story. I've heard so much. I definitely have talked to your brother David on the phone a few times where John has put him on. Say hello to David. He's a doctor. It's Mae West. It's 1940s. I mean, it's both, but anyway, it's this.
It's nice to have someone that's in the business that you could ask questions to. Like Saturday Night Live is a huge deal. You're just auditioning, and then you're like, "What's it like just doing this, or just auditions and readings?" And I don't know how to cold read. Like when I started, I had no one really to go to. It's good to have someone that's been there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the good thing John said was, groundlings, listen, respond. Don't take them personally because some of them are kind of unhappy. And that was true. I saw that. I saw it because then he got on Saturday Night Live and there were one or two groundlings because I thought, it's okay to say, like, so what brought you here? I said, oh, well, I grew up with Jon Lovitz. And they went, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So bitter that he got on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, bitter and envious. That is the thing about show business, no matter what, except like maybe COVID Eddie Murphy or something. Most of us needed a break or something had to happen.
Yeah.
And there's whimsy to that. And people, I know so many stand-ups, great stand-ups, not famous, had good careers in the clubs, but just did some pilots, went on the Tonight Show, but didn't get that little turn.
Yeah.
So it breeds weirdness.
Right. Sure. Then why not me? Yeah. Or that wasn't deserved if someone else got it and I didn't. Which is that always mystified me. It's like, what do you mean? I mean, even if you think it's all luck, then why not them and not you this time? How about you just think this time?
I used to go on showcases at the Improv, like Dana did. Like they'd say, "We're going to bring a cat. They're doing a sitcom, whatever. They want to look at 10 comics, and this is sort of the look: female, male, whatever." And we do it, and someone would get it. And I'd always be practicing going, why them? Just in case I didn't get it. And then, but it's true. It's hard to complain when it's an even playing field. Like you all went on in front of them.
Yeah.
And they go, that one. And you go, wait, how do I figure out how I'm the victim here? I'll figure it out though.
And all you can control is trying to get better. It sounds like a Hallmark movie, but all you can control is just try to get better yourself.
Yeah.
Did you have nightmare auditions before, Friends, that humiliated you and made you think maybe it's not going to happen?
No, not the auditions didn't make me think it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I had one nightmare audition. I was so excited because I got to audition for Larry Sanders with Gary Shandling.
Great.
And then whoever else was in the room. And I thought, okay, great. I'll improvise a little too. And I think, and I don't remember exactly what I did, but I scared Gary. I know that.
What was there sides, or did he just do his thing of I'll say something like this and you say something like that?
I'm trying to remember because I was just sort of, the character was Janine Garofalo ultimately did it. Okay. Which is right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that worked there for a full-time character.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I remember, because I knew how to audition. I had a great cold reading class and audition class, which was just, you're not there to make friends. You're not there to chit-chat. You're there to do the audition, be polite and everything, and then just get going. And so it's sort of, I said something and Gary made sort of like a joke. And I played along as an improviser with the sort of like, oh, now we're in a fight. You know what I mean? Something.
I see. Yeah.
And he just went, okay, should we read it? And I said, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We did it. And he said, okay, well, thank you. And we'll be in touch. And I went, all right, thank you very much. And I walked out. I'm walking down the hall. I heard the door open. And I turned around and he was there going, okay, bye-bye. We will be in touch. We really will. And I went,
what was that?
I thought, what? Did I scare him? What happened? What did I do? I was playing. Right. Oh, they didn't know I was playing.
Is that what
Did
it
you
was?
ever run into Gary after Friends and everything? And does he remember? Did he ever remember that?
I forgot to ask him, but I did run into him. I ran into him after we had our first day of auditions for this HBO show I did called The Comeback.
Oh,
yes.
And
yes.
HBO and Chris Albrecht and Carolyn Strauss, they had no idea what we were pitching. Just write it. We wrote it and they said, we still don't get it. Why don't we just shoot it? Because back when you're Michael Patrick King, who I was working with in Sex and the City, we'll just shoot a pilot. Okay.
Great.
So when we had the auditions for the pilot, that's the first time they saw me as the character because it didn't read on the page like it was hilarious. But then they saw me doing it. And so after that, I went to something, I can't remember what, and Gary Shandling was there and he went, oh, I talked to Chris Albrecht today. He said, you're brilliant. And I went, oh, that's good to know. That's really good. And I thought, oh, good. So, yeah, I didn't feel like bringing up. I think I scared you.
I think that was smart. I mean, Gary was really complicated, and he was harder on himself than anybody else. And I was doing Larry Sanders once. I did it a few times, and he just writes on a piece of paper and just hands it to me, between takes, and it just says, "I hate myself." He's funny, but it was just
the torture.
Well, Comeback was also like, it was sort of like a curb type. That was that type, right?
It wasn't improvised at all.
Oh, it wasn't? It seemed like.
Oh,
that's because of the camera stuff.
Maybe it was like that. It was sort of like handheld or something.
Cinema Verite, The Office did it kind of.
Yeah, it was right after the British The Office.
Oh,
right.
But just before.
There was one before the American Office.
What's going on?
You know nothing. You are nothing. Sorry, you can't ever get him out of his last Golden Globes. You cannot get that out of your mind. It's one of the great moments in television when he says, "You know nothing. You are nothing. Thank your God and fuck off." And now the show. Anyway,
when you do the comeback, So that is it looks like it's right after Friends. So
it was right after Friends.
And it's with you said Sex and the City Patrick King, is that what
Michael Patrick King, yeah.
And so you get to that it must have felt fun, to do something new and to do something sort of a little looser and a little rougher around the edges, right? Maybe.
And it was something no one had seen before. It was meant to just be raw footage from a reality show. So that you can see just the folly of this woman thinking she's going to control it. It's her show. And, just throwing herself into a meat grinder to stay in the spotlight.
Yes.
And not really understanding what a reality show actually is. And that was before Housewives. There was just Anna Nicole and the Osbournes.
The Osbournes seemed like the first one I remember that went huge. Yeah. That was an inspired idea at the time.
It was very interesting. I think people would talk a lot about it because it was just, it's always great when you get an idea a little bit out of the blue that everyone goes, oh, okay.
Yeah. No, that was very, very rewarding, I have to say.
I mean, because you've done this 6 seasons, 7, whatever. You did all of that with the live audience, which brings its rock and roll and all its pressure. And then you do this whole new thing. It must have felt really good. Like, oh yeah, I can also do this. Just so you know,
it was a different tone. Yeah. And luckily, while I was doing Friends, I was doing independent films a lot, which was fun because there are no stakes at all.
Yeah.
And
especially when your day job is Friends.
Yeah.
Oh darn! I hope it does well.
We have one to go back.
See you guys in 26 weeks.
In fact, I thought, and when I'm done with Friends, I'll just do independent films. And then they went away because.
And now it's all live streaming.
And now it's all
that's
streaming. Yeah.
You're might as well bring it up. No Good Deed.
Oh yeah.
Ray Romano, who was on this podcast.
Oh yeah.
We love Ray Romano.
Love
that
Ray
must
Romano.
have been fun. Yeah. He's a gentle giant. Like I was surprised how self-deprecating he is and how open he is, because he's a big guy. He's like,
and
he does not wear that on his sleeve at all. He's just very real.
Yeah, he claims to be insecure, and well, and he might be, but we were talking once, and I said, "But you're not mean to anybody. Like most insecure performers find someone or something to blame everything on, right? Like, well, you didn't give me the right lines, or that stuff."
Or some stooge to shit on occasionally, and just little put downs.
Yeah,
you leverage their power over that character.
Right.
But that's not Ray.
Doesn't do that, and he said, "Oh no, that's because I think I'm to blame for everything." I just blame myself.
I think he really sinks into these things. He's not just doing it to kill time. Like we were doing the Mirage. Dana knows we were doing like both of us were not sort of residency doing stand up. But he gets into like these indie movies and like this thing. It's just good little things. And he really puts a lot of heart and soul into them. It feels like to me, and wants them all really to do well, like really into it instead of just like, I'll do this. I'll do a week on this if you pay me. It's more like, let's get into it. Nail it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I think he has a reason for everything he chooses to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you had a Luke on there. I was just watching it in the other room because I hadn't seen it, and I go, oh shoot, let's go check it out. And there's Luke, and there's everywhere you turn, I was like, oh good. Oh, Dennis Leary I saw.
Oh yeah.
And how fun. He used to be I used to know him a little more in the old days. But so how fun is it? That's a fun thing to do. And you did it and it's on right now, because I'm watching it right now.
Yeah.
On Netflix.
It's on Netflix right now.
And will you introduce the premise? I researched
let's let
the
you
premise of the show, which is very interesting.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I could do it, but I think
it's tough to explain. There's a couple who's empty nesters. They're selling their house. And
right, so far.
Seems to, I know, there seems to be.
The details we get into later.
There's some secrets. Surrounding the house and their life there. And then you have the people who come to the open house and desperately want this house, and whatever's going on in their life that somehow intersects with this couple. Yeah.
And the producer of Dead to Me, which had its own, I love that show.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought whoever's the mind behind that, and also Christina Applegate, and the name of her partner was so good, is also on this show.
Linda Cardellini.
Is
always phenomenally good.
Always phenomenal.
Always.
And so I'm assuming the sensibility overlap, different storyline, different everything. But I did see one of the clips where you're in the kitchen and you're kind of waving the knife around.
Yeah.
And he goes, put the knife down. And it was just very smart, dry, weird, but real kind of dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, just put the knife down. Well, I'm not going to stab you. So I saw kind of the tone in that moment,
Yeah. Yeah. I think we kind of played with that one, Ray and I.
Sure.
All good. They're taking advantage of that. You can sort of
know what you're doing.
Let's make it real and surprise ourselves in the moment.
Well, it's nice if they trust you to let you, and aren't too like, but no, the script,
I don't think people listening know that it's not always the case to have the gift of running with something. Sometimes it's script, move on. And you go, do you want me to try something? And they're like, nope, we're good.
Yeah.
Like, and so when you see it, it always feels looser if you just feel a little more into it. If you
take advantage of the digital cameras. I mean, going back for just a second on Shanleen, he had 3 16mm cameras on shoulder. So there was a single on me, single on him, and a 2-shot. So every take was its own take. Every take could be improvised, overlapped. It was all there every time. And so I just wondered, did they have a camera on Ray and a camera on you? Or was it, they go, well, that was a good improv. Can you repeat it? We'll come around on you. Or did they manage the shooting? So it was just.
I think there were 2 cameras. And we may have done it more than once, because we did it once. And then it was, do that thing again. I think. I don't have a good memory for that stuff, because once I'm done, I move on.
No, none. Now, when this thing comes about, does it perk up your ears because of the dead to me part of it. Like, though, this person did this, so you're already sort of intrigued, and then you want to read it, and then you're more intrigued. Is that sort of the way it goes?
It should have been, but actually it was. It was. So this is something exciting, we think, said the agents. It's they said a limited series on Netflix, and it's Liz Feldman who did. I said, Dead to Me. I know who that is. I love that show. Yes. And playing your husband would be Ray Romano. And I went, I wanted to work with Ray Romano. Oh my God, that's been like a dream. And it's like, well, dreams come true. And so far, Linda Cardellini is in it. And I went, what?
Yeah.
Work with Linda. So I said, I guess I should read it, but do I have to? Because it's yes.
Do I have to? It's already yes.
And did you have to?
Yeah, no, it's a good thing I read it, because I read the first episode, and then I had a meal with Liz where I had a lot of questions, and I went, I'm basically saying yes to what has my character done? I'm not sure.
We leave it
Did
at
you
that.
have a read through? Did you get when everyone got together, did you read the pilot in a room?
Yeah.
I always find that, and I haven't done that much of it, very nerve-wracking, because, like, you know, she's going to bring it, man. Are you kidding me? We got the A-team here.
Oh,
and
God.
You're thinking,
Gross.
what's the puzzle? How am I going to say these lines?
Well, that's how I felt. That is exactly. I felt
everyone usually is nervous at that thing.
Everyone's nervous. Yeah. Well, because also, I mean, young people get nervous too, because they weren't around in the days when you would do a read through at a pilot and then get fired based on the poor performance in the read through.
I've been in a pilot, and they don't even do that many read throughs anymore. And what should I do? But when I read for this pilot, it was like basic ABC, whatever. And then they go, read through was great. And the next day they're like, hey, where's this guy? Oh, they got fired. There's a new person playing them. I'm like, from yesterday? What happened?
From the read through? Yeah.
They're like, oh, they bombed. I'm like, they did? Like, you don't even notice. You're like, what are they looking at? I don't even know. That's what scares me.
Like, how about a rehearsal and a run through to see if they bombed?
Yeah, let's see. Give them one more goddamn swing at it. Like, it's terrifying.
You hired them.
Yeah.
From some, based on
it's
something.
quick decisions. It's
And then what was your first day of shooting with Ray? Did you have your scripts in your hand? Let's get it on its feet, people. All right, quiet, everybody.
All right, we got Lisa.
Number one and number two are going to run lines. All right, go ahead anytime.
We're going to mark this one.
And then you do it 5 times in a row, and there's a little titters from the crew, and then less and less, and then finally just dead silence. All right, we're ready to shoot it. And your confidence is totally.
We beat it to death. Let's shoot it.
Yeah, Beat It to Death will be the sequel to No Good Deed.
Beat it to death. Dead to me, no good deed. Beat it to death. That's so good.
That's funny.
I wanted to make it clear for your listening audience.
Yeah. Well, we won't give too much more away of that, but
titles are tough. But it's on Netflix right now.
Yeah,
and all 8 shows are available. You can binge it tonight if you want.
And it is good. I mean, it is bingeable.
Someone was talking about it the other night, and
it's
then
got like an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
it got 102% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Extra tomatoes came in. I want to ask you a little bit about Romy and Michelle, because I know you get it a lot, but it's such a big one, especially when it came out, and you must still hear about it all the time. It was such a cool one. You still have Halloween costumes, girl. I love it when you do something that's a Halloween costume. It's so fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
And when was that? What was that? Was 97? Is that what it said?
97. Yeah. Maybe 96.
Movie heydays. That's right around when movies were like such. It's so fun.
How to do opening weekend. Wow. It was number 2.
It was in Variety.
Amazing.
Even my mom would go, looks like it was number 1.
I don't know.
Titanic.
Something with a car chase in it, I think. I don't know.
Fast and the Furious 1.
That was before Titanic.
The Vin Diesel story. It was a doc.
Yeah. But I remember doing talk shows for that. And it was like, you know what I like about this? Jay Leno, actually, who's very nice. And I'll say it and then you can DJ.
He'll do Jay Leno.
and he said, what I like about this, that it's two women, but it's not, you're not man bashing, it's two women and you're funny and it's fun and it's not against men.
Okay. What I like about this is that, you're not man bashing. It's just two women having fun. You're not bashing the men. And it's just a great little movie. I thought it was tremendous. There was no man bashing at all. I'll say it one more time and then I'll let you talk. No man bashing in the whole thing. You got to be careful with the man bashing because you don't know what you're going to do. Sorry. I got a little silly.
That's so funny. But yeah. But it wasn't about men.
It's a big victory. That was your victory. Listen, we didn't do a man bashing.
Was Thelma and Louise man bashing? I'm thinking
there were abusive men and predatory men and
in that way.
Accused.
So Thelma and Louise had Brad Pitt seducing Susan Sarandon or something. So.
But they were escaping a bad husband,
another bad guy. Yeah.
So
okay,
it's as if right, that's not fair because that never happens.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it happens a lot. If a woman
but I don't know people like to see
quite a bit where the estranged husband is not happy and he has a weapon.
Right.
Yeah.
If a woman is missing, who's her husband, who's her boyfriend, that's the first place you look. But but it was just funny to me that it still needed to be contextualized.
Is it for
in relation to men? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And it was very, what I get about most of my comedies is, what I like? It's so fucking dumb. That's what we need.
But we do.
I know. I love it. Believe me, I'm doing one right now. It's hard, but Romy
then
Michelle
I say thank you.
Was clever,
is
cute,
good.
fun, and a smart little comedy that, and then I don't know. So you do it and you might not expect a lot. You don't know what to expect. It does well,
I don't
right?
expect a lot. It did fine.
It
could have done better if it weren't rated R.
Oh, was it rated R?
Yeah.
Oh.
PG-13 is the way to go.
Interesting.
I thought that was a huge mistake. And it was
for that movie? I don't remember one thing R about it.
Janine Garofalo said, fuck off, I think 2 times or 3 times or something.
Over one and you get an R, I think.
And the big stand was, I'm not changing Janine Garofalo's fuck offs. And I went, I don't think she'd mind. I think she wouldn't care.
If it's holding back another $50 million.
If it's like 40% of the net profit, what are you going to do? Unless it's just a cause, make a movie called Fuck Off, and do that.
14-year-old girls would have gone maybe more than once to the movies by themselves to see it.
Those would come over and over.
Right. Because they all wanted to be those characters.
I watched it, and when I heard R, I went, okay, who do you think this movie's for? Though.
Yeah. 100%. I can't.
Not 30-year-old men.
Right. Who goes over and over? You get lucky. They go over and over, and that's young women would have gone to see that.
Yeah. I thought that was a mistake, personally.
1,000%. My God.
PG-13 is the move. Remember, Grease is the move. PG-13 is the move. But I don't know.
Grease is the word.
Grease is the word.
Have you you grew up in the 90s as a star?
I'm sorry. Grease is the move. It's the move. It's the move. Okay.
John Travolta was an incredible businessman. I think he got some publishing on that, and also on because he came around and hung out. He's a super nice guy. Probably the nicest guy in show business potentially I've ever met. I mean, we all went to Tom Hanks's birthday party up at on the planetarium in
Griffith Park Observatory.
And everyone was there, and you'd say hello to someone, and you could tell they're like, "Oh my God, I'm talking to you right now," but Springsteen's over there. They were panicked, trying, so. And Travolta just wanted to hang out with us and talk about airplanes because I have a fear of flying. He goes, an airplane's only as safe as its maintenance, But anyway, he was just he is a great guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
I always see that picture of his house with a 747 in the driveway. I made it big because he pulls out and he goes, going to work on
747?
Yeah, in Orlando.
707.
707 from
an inch longer, but yes.
Yeah, I flew on his plane.
Oh,
you did?
And he was flying it. I did a movie with him.
What was it?
What was the name of the movie?
Saturday Night Fever?
No. Yeah. Yes. You don't remember me?
Michael, the Angel movie?
No. But Nora Ephron directed. It was called Lucky Numbers, I think. What was it called? I'm looking to see if I have anything, any memorabilia. But anyway, it didn't do well. The one Nora Ephron, John Travolta movie.
God dang, Nora Ephron too.
It didn't do well, but I got to work with him, and he is the nicest.
Yeah, it's something about him. Mm-hmm.
So, because it's not about him.
Yeah,
and he didn't like how big he was. I've always found it was interesting that Tarantino, because he did the talking dog movies with Kirstie Alley.
Look Who's
and stuff,
Talking.
But he was like, he was
The
so
baby. The talking baby.
Yeah, talking baby. And
Dog
he was
baby.
so huge with Urban Cowboy and all
Oh
the
my
rest.
God.
And then Tarantino, the studio's like, you want Travolta? Really? And he said he knew because he would walk around LA with Travolta and it was still stop traffic.
Yes.
People would swarm.
Yeah.
Good looking, tall, stud. Yeah. But what about Saturday Night Fever in Greece? Almost back to back. And you go, I think it was back to back. And the hugest hit and then another monster hit, both with music, both crazy.
Right. And then Urban Cowboy and then Face Off. And then
I love that.
Face Off.
And
with
Michael
Nicolas
was
Cage.
huge. Everything.
Michael
and
was
Luke was
huge.
talking everything.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah. And then Pulp Fiction kind of put him in this other kind of lane and then he went from there. But anyway.
yeah.
John, if you're listening, you're always welcome to come on and we'll just talk about Deborah Winger. We'll say what was that all about?
Great.
That's Urban Cowboy. Yeah.
I saw your on stupid Instagram. I saw your Urban Cowboy with Deborah Winger sketch, and you played Travolta like 2 days ago. And that was I'm talking to Dana. And then Lisa, I saw.
I even forgot that I did. Oh, with Deborah Winger.
Yeah.
Oh.
Friends is so
she
big. I
hosted.
saw a Instagram today about you guys splitting a check, and I saw it an hour before this. I'm like,
Splitting a check.
well, you were like in the real show. You're trying. You're deciding.
What?
It was show 10869.
Oh yes, 10869.
Yes, that one. That's a great one.
That was one of the good ones.
Yeah, and you're deciding what to pay, and I'm like, it's still. I mean, you don't have to talk about it too much, but it still keeps going and going. We don't.
Yeah,
have to,
it does. It does.
The gift
It
that
does.
keeps giving.
Did you
I
ever
know,
wear
I
a
do.
disguise like at peak Friends of Mania?
It's
Did
too
you ever,
famous. Too famous.
Did you ever? Did any of the cast ever wear a disguise?
Not that I
Mustache?
know of.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't think so. I mean, also, it wasn't so bad for me because I'm married to a person who's not in this business.
Mhm.
So
Me too.
there's no sort of interest in, there wasn't any interest in how's that couple doing?
Oh, out there with the tabloids.
So
and
you're
stuff.
not on Daily Mail a lot, I've noticed. And is that a disappointment at all?
No.
I don't follow you.
You kind of think everyone's out in the tabloids, but it's really kind of similar characters a lot. And then you realize, oh, so many people are not pursuing that path of celebrity within their career. And you forget about them. You forget they even exist.
Yeah.
It's just their work,
Yeah, that's okay too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
some lean into it, and some you can't totally avoid it, but some really lean into it, and some tip off. More people tip off than regular people know, because really, are they at the
think
bowling
so.
alley and there's 5 photographers there? Like, why?
Well, and also there are certain restaurants, if you go to them, no, there will be paparazzi there.
Yeah, they'll call it.
But then to be fair, there are some people, and if something's going on in your life, they just stalk you
Yeah, they wait in front of the house.
to see where you're going to go and what you're going to do.
That's
And-
definitely legit.
Yeah. That does happen, I think, to a lot of people.
For sure.
And that's horrible. To be nice to people who don't know what show business is, and you're at some school function and they sidle up and, hey, how do you make that Friends type show? What do you those kind of nice, sweet people are really just interested in wanting to say the right thing.
Yeah.
But they just,
well, we rehearse a lot.
Yeah.
But
I didn't get a lot of that. But
That's
you know
good.
what I get a lot of? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I didn't watch that show.
Oh, why do they always say that?
They really want to let you know. And I always say, oh, sure. Yeah, no, a lot of people. There are plenty of people who, didn't watch TV. Or it's like, no, I mean, I liked Seinfeld a lot. But and one time it was, and it's a good friend too, who said, but that was more of a girls' show, wasn't it, Friends? No, I don't think so. Was it? I asked my husband. He's like, no, it was for guys too.
3 of us were guys. Yeah.
Some people liked Wayne's World. It wasn't my cup of tea. I'll tell you that.
Who? No. Has anyone ever?
Oh, yeah. You just get all kinds.
I guess you get all kinds. Oh, yeah. No, I don't watch those kinds of movies. We go to the art houses.
It's not my thing, but I guess some people really did like it. Are you from Canada? I think so. I'll have to check my driver's license. But yeah, it's Showbiz is just a funny thing, and when you get inside of it, you just see all how the gears move and the security, and you're on a soundstage somewhere, and it looks all greasy and ugly and stupid, and then you see it later in the film, it's all shiny and color corrected, and so it's a show.
I think there are people who just want to let you know, like, I'm not a fan, so you can trust me.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not
after
like the
cattle.
Anything.
Right. I don't want anything.
I don't want anything. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. I couldn't care less that you were famous and on TV. No, I just like you.
I don't care about celebrities is the number one person that cares about celebrities. That's the first telltale
and
sign.
Do you host fundraisers? Do you do that kind of stuff?
I have for things I'm involved in, Yeah. Yeah, I do that.
Do you have shtick? Do you have
shtick?
You don't have,
I always
do
let
the
them
thing
know.
from grade school.
Yeah. Tevye's dream, everybody.
Dana, when I was on Just Shoot Me, it was right around the time of Friends. And when I heard they were getting favored nations, I was hoping it meant all sitcoms. So we'd all get the same, whatever they got. Turns out it was not.
No, that was hard to get.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I mean, they wanted nothing more than for us to split up and
divide and conquer.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Whoever thought of that was smart. Keep the team.
Yeah. It was Courtney or Schwimmer, depending on
I'm thinking
who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But
Smart
Courtney's
move.
pretty smart.
Yeah.
About stuff.
She'd worked a little bit. I don't know her trajectory exactly. I remember from the Springsteen videos when she rocketed out, right?
Right.
But she probably may have had a little more experience.
Well, she was on Family Ties, and then she was Ace Ventura.
Right.
But I think the first minute she made any money, she bought a house and then was flipping houses. And I think made more doing that.
If I had her money, I'd throw mine away.
That. I love when show business people leverage their income and make money.
Yeah.
And take care of themselves.
She's so smart. I mean, also just like with blocking, we would block scenes and you'd be stuck and Courtney would say, well, you should just stand over there and you do that. And that way it's easier. And she was always right.
Huh. You need somebody
like that. And she was also the one when we were first like shooting the pilot, or I don't know if it was then or we got picked up. She said, listen, y'all, I did Seinfeld. They help each other all the time. Like if you think I could be doing something funnier, tell me. You got to tell me. And we need to help each other out. So that set a tone that I think carried through the whole 10 years for us.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Otherwise it can get, I mean, David, you've been on shows where it can get tense amongst casts don't normally love each other.
Also, if things happen or someone gets more money or someone gets more jokes or there's always trouble. Even photo shoots are weird sometimes.
Yeah.
So many little things you don't see coming and you go, oh, itchy.
Yeah.
But you're all
on
like,
SNL, it was different. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying like on Just Shoot Me, even though it wasn't obviously a Friends show, but we did about 7 years and George Segal, Wendy Malick, we had all done stuff.
Yeah.
And also had good and bad things. Yeah. And so everyone was like at a point where like we're really lucky. Yeah. So it was a little easier to get through it all. because we appreciated it. We were like, hey, this could go away tomorrow. And so I think it might be harder for you guys because when one of your first things, if not your first thing, is so monstrous.
Yeah.
I don't know how you think nothing else could be like this. It's too good. You go, and then I'll do this and it'll be a hit. And then it just seems like it's a weird world to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, we did all fully appreciate. That was the other rare thing. Because we would check in and check each other all the time, and we had to answer to each other if we were going to create a disturbance, like, oh, I got to do this. Is that all right with you guys if I leave early and my stand-in does that? It was great to be accountable. Everyone was accountable to everybody else. And then we'd all go off and they'd let us, which was really nice, go do a movie and, you come back and shoot your pickups of stuff. And everyone would say, well, I'll tell you one thing, movie making's for the fucking birds because no one's running up offering me a sandwich there. Here, great craft service. And, we rehearse most of the time. And the more you do it,
unreal, yeah.
It's like the more you do it, the more you get paid and the fewer hours.
I think it was either David Spade or Tony Danza that told me that he got it down to 17 hours. I don't know.
It was not David Spade.
A week, just for the read through the thing, the blocking. Just
Will and Grace got pretty tight. They were across from us, and
they got very.
I was jealous. I'm going to lunch. They're all driving away in their Porsches. I'm like, hey, guys, this is a half day. And they're like, no, this is their whole day. And I'm like, you're joking.
Wow. Well, I think also they had Jim Burrows.
Yes.
Did most of them, right? So, yeah, I mean, they knew what they were doing. And then they probably had early run-throughs.
Yeah. Early run-throughs.
Yeah, the writers like it, right? They write a draft, you run it through, and then they don't really need you for a while. Like, okay, now we're just going to go work.
It falls on them.
No.
But at first, they would have us do the run-throughs at 5 because they wanted to be in the writer's room most of the day and then come see it. But then they'd have to do all the rewrites that night. So then they'd be up really late.
We got ours down at 1:00 on a Wednesday to shoot on Friday. And then so you come in, rehearse, go through everything once, run through, and you split. But did you do a Monday read through or a first day read through whenever you shot?
We did the first 7 years, I think.
And then they had
we also would shoot. They'd have us start at 6 or 7 at night on a Friday.
How late you go?
Till 2 in the morning.
Oh, shit. Really?
Right. Yeah. And it took 6 hours to shoot our show. They did a lot of rewrites because the audience, I guess, would get tired of a joke. So, okay, well, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. They just wanted it to be as good as it could be. We'd have hair and makeup changes. That would sometimes, I don't know.
Busload of youth prisoners in the audience. They would go, hey, they didn't like it. I'm like, well, we liked it all week. We can't totally go by that.
I know. I would think this is for a television audience, though.
Yeah. So, it's for not the people that would come here.
No.
Yeah. And also you guys had more pressure because it's probably a little more overthought because it's a big deal. How does this fit in? Will people like this show? I could see that going a little longer.
It took, it was sort of notorious for taking a lot of time to
Would you get
shoot.
Fidgety?
No. And luckily we were all, young. So.
And you knew it was your hard night. You knew ahead of time. This is going to be
and we knew. But it got to me when I was pregnant and felt like I had a flu for 7 months. And then to be there at 2 in the morning, that's
tough.
A little too tough. My husband had to come drive me home a couple times. Yeah.
Sure. I get it.
And then I think we just said, how about we start earlier?
Someone got that. Where was Courtney earlier? Yeah.
Yeah. And we were told, I don't know if we can get the audience. And
for friends?
Really? people can get off work if they have tickets to the show, and people fly here on vacation
to see the show. For sure.
I'm pretty sure. So we started earlier, and then we'd have 2 audiences.
Oh, wow.
No one can sit for that long and
even
watch.
If you throw them some fucking jelly beans.
Pizza. They'd have
Pizza's
to bring
the stock thing that goes out.
Yeah.
The audience warm-up guy, that guy gets burned out.
Can you imagine 6 hours he had to keep everybody?
I would hear it. They'd go, hey, and there's David Spade. Come say hi. And I'm like, don't make me come. I'm running my line.
Really?
Yabba dabba do. And then they say, hey, do this. And then, but you feel for the crowd.
Would you?
I'd go over. Yeah. Because
that's nice.
They're there. They're super tired. I don't even know if we gave him pizza. I don't know what happened. This guy had a million trips.
6 hours.
Oh, yeah.
We had to give him pizza.
Give him something. Let him live.
A hard candy, a butterscotch wasn't going to be enough, I don't think.
Hey, we got a bowl of Skittles. Don't forget, it's at the bottom of the stairs.
Skittles.
Don't go crazy, though.
When did peak TV end? I mean, was Big Bang Theory the last water cooler show, or was it Friends? Or
I think Big Bang Theory.
Maybe it was the last kind of big network sitcom.
I think so.
Big, expensive,
now you get like maybe 800 people or whatever it is. They've best been renewed with a 1.1 rating,
0.8.
Yeah,
amazing.
But I think they want more to try to make multi-cameras work again, just because it's on a stage, it's not as expensive to shoot, and it travels really well.
Something about it works. It's been working for years. It's been working for 50 years. So 60, 70, like.
It can, but you know what? It always seemed to me things that didn't work were usually missing funny people and good jokes writing. Yeah. Good joke writers, You need
it. It's pretty basic. It's good. It works,
It is basic, but,
Modern Family was a good big one, too. That was one of the...
Oh, yeah. But it wasn't in front of an audience. It wasn't.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And it also had the docu-sitch.
You're like, and also that's not really what we're talking about right now. And I'm like, yep.
I just get, what documentary is this?
Yeah, I know. Who's watching this 10-year documentary about this dumb family?
I've been in situations on a movie where the brain trust is around the camera and there's a take. And they're bent over. We're like, it's the funniest thing. And I go, we're so fucked. It's over. The brain, or dailies they used to have. The brain trust is like, oh my God. You're like, no, this is death.
You can tell it's over. Bombing.
Yeah, but.
Although I have to say, I'm not a great judge. Like when I see something and I think, that's too broad, or I don't know if that's very good. And then it's, the audience's favorite thing that's ever happened.
There is that element of comedy where you're like, really? That was the one that killed?
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you do a show, like a movie, and you go, I remember some movies I did where I go, this was the scene that tested the highest, just because it's like one shot. But when people watch it for 10 years, like a Romeo and Michelle type of movie, some of my movies, they go, these are my favorite things. And I'm like, it's not what it was the first time when it came out. It switches. Like, they see it so many times. Now they like this and like that.
Yeah.
The real throwaway jokes and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But initially, the big jokes are like the easiest ones to get.
Yeah.
After the movie, they go, did you like that one? And everyone goes, sure. And they're like, okay, that's your favorite scene.
All right, we're going to fill out our cards today. It's a scale of 1 to 5. And just,
remember what we talked about.
Remember what we talked about earlier, and thanks for participating, and we sure are appreciate it.
What's a word of David Spade's character? Stupid. Okay, well that's not one of the choices. We're gonna have you just write them down on your card and hand them in to the front.
If you thought the dog was cute, we have another special card to put it on.
Exactly. That's exactly what those test screenings are. So.
I know.
Who would you want to see more of?
Yeah. Who should we cut out of the movie and fire immediately? Lisa, thank you for talking to us. We'll let you go. It's very, very nice to have a long chat with you.
No good deed.
No good deed.
Thanks.
No.
Thank you.
Netflix now. We enjoyed it, Lisa. We'll see you around campus, as they say. All righty. Bye.
Bye.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all the stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman.